Let's get this going.
Getting it going?
All right, guys. So this is the first ever attempt at doing a pre-race. We're doing a pre-race event pregame where we're going to go over everything FL2k related. We got James Taal, Jim Braun, and Victor Alvarez. Everybody here has been personally attacked by the rules of FL2k at some point.
Multiple occasions.
So we all have that in common.
We've
you guys
also
have
all been in the winner's circle at Braden.
Ooh, you're not wrong.
So we're qualified.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. You set the rules. You guys break the rules. That's kind of how it normally goes. But we're going to kind of go through the rules, the event, the classes, the people racing, some of the people to look out for. So if you're at home watching on Flow Racing, which you probably should be doing if you're not at the event.
Definitely.
But if you're at the event in the stands, hopefully this will, make what you're seeing make sense. Because sometimes cars roll up and I feel like people don't know what's really going on.
I think our sport lacks a little bit of like context a lot.
Yeah.
And if you had a little more, especially for like people who like are getting into it, a little context helps out.
Well, understand it before you show up.
Yeah.
This is like the ESPN pre-show for
better.
drag racing. Yeah.
But for a real sport like drag racing.
Except there's no big name sponsors for it. That's the main difference. So you guys have both been personally attacked by Victor. I don't know if you want to get any of that out.
No idea.
You both have.
Now that we got him here.
I feel like since he did personally attack me, he now brought the rules back to real street cars, and I'm going to actually benefit from it. Because he took away my 17-inch tire class. That was a great class.
Yeah, you bullied that class. Really?
Jim's the only guy I know that'll take a perfectly good running car and spend thousands of dollars to dominate a class.
Once a year.
One class.
Once a year.
It just played out that way.
That never existed before.
How many different transmissions have you had in your
I
car?
had a great idea for a class. Like, this is going to be great. This will split up the street cars a little bit better. Here comes Jim.
He goes, I can get down on the 17.
Yeah, it's like,
Watch
ooh.
this.
Yeah.
That
then
tire was
James,
good.
you ruined a class too, didn't you?
Yeah, the Nova, first year FL2k. There's some domination happening to that. Then that class got taken away. It got changed. I went from limited street to real street. Then I won real street with the 240, which that was a big ordeal on that because they thought I was cheating. Wasn't cheating. That class went away too, so I've been attacked with both my cars at FL2k.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think those weren't attacks. I think the events just like evolved that way. Like the first FL2k. So the first FL2k13, which you won.
Yeah.
That event, I think I planned that entire event start to finish in 3 months. Yeah. So I had to come up with rule sets and I also wanted it to be that not anybody, but everybody had some place to race, you know? And that's difficult to do without scaring some people off and whatever. But I think a lot of it is just that the event has evolved. But that's in my opinion, that's what 2K events are about. FL2K and TX2K is just it's a race that so many cars that don't get to race all year fit.
Well, I think it's for the people, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
Like 13, you let me do the 1150 class, and you didn't even have that class. You're like, hey, if you get 10 cars,
let's do it.
We'll do that class.
Yeah.
And that was and that's how the event has been built. I forgot about that. Yeah,
that was
literally
fun.
it was hey, can we do this? Hey, can we do that? Sure. Let's
try it.
You get 10 cars, you can do whatever you want.
Let's do it. And it's turned into something really cool. But I think that's literally the goal with the 2K events is there's so many really cool cars that don't get to race all year because they don't fit most rule sets, or they're just not dedicated race cars. Yeah. And you go to a 2K event and you fit in and you have fun.
Yeah, I mean, we have a list of 300 cars here for what is it like? All over the country as I was going through them. That just shows where this
we got
is
guys
crazy seeing
from
this.
California, we got people coming from all over the place.
It's a lot of New York too, New York, New Jersey, a lot of the Northeast,
a lot of Florida.
This is the second home for the Northeast racers now. I mean, now it's their first home for drag racing.
They don't have anywhere
This is where they're coming.
It's a terrible.
Nowhere to go.
Well, should we touch on a little roll racing here? So, look, I even made slides for us.
There are not slides. I was not prepared.
It's
for
impressive.
Look at that.
We don't got to be. Cooper's prepared.
I broke the rules out and everything, so we actually have some reference to talk about
there
it.
may be some sort of ambush at some point, but let's keep it going.
It's going to be a prank.
Just wait.
Yeah, don't worry. Something will happen. I forgot to hit record. So $5,000 for the winner. There's broken down into 3 different classes depending on how fast you go. And I mean, the most interesting thing about roll racing is who's like, how fast are they going to go? Like, what are we going to see here? 220?
You can go really fast and lose.
Yeah.
I think that's like you can't take that away from drag racing. So like some places, I mean, I don't think it's like that anymore, but I remember there were roll races where it just went by mile an hour. To me, that's ridiculous.
No, it's
if you don't get to that line first,
you lost.
Yeah.
I remember some FL2Ks where there's arguments about it, like,
people
I
like,
went 12 mile an hour faster. Like, how did I lose?
Like,
it's
hey,
like,
bud,
dude, you got their second.
You qualify by mile an hour, but the win light's the win light. Like, that's it.
But, man, we've seen some speeds. Like, we've been well over 200 at FL2K already. Yeah.
What's his name's Viper went like 213 or something?
I think we've seen 213, and I think we've seen a GTR go like 210 or something.
I think it was or something. Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a short distance when you're roll racing, right? Like,
yeah, it is. And I mean, too, to speak to like how fast those cars really are, I've noticed that when you roll race at our track, because it's it's not a ton of room to get up to speed. So like from the starting line at between 40 and 50 to the quarter mile, you go pretty close to the mile an hour you would go in just like a traditional drag pass. Yeah. So like that car, if he were to do a dig run, would go 210 something.
Really making some power.
Yeah, that's things fast.
That makes it cool about Bradenton is there's not a whole lot of run up. Like TX2K, they get a good run up, so you can kind of like you're even playing with the guy.
Yeah,
because there's so much room.
It's a catch-22. It's like if there's a lot of room, you can. Some people feel more prepared, and some people like
you can
some
play.
people
You can play the BS,
but you can play a lot of games. So like. We don't really have time for that.
No, you got that's the thing about Bradenton is that short run up. You have to be on your game,
gotta be on
or
point.
you're gonna miss it.
Like, sorry, we'll see you next time.
Yeah, that's how you get that guy that went faster but gets
because like you don't have that run up, right?
Yeah, like you can't play games. Like you just have to get up there and go. Yeah. And if you don't, bad day.
60 mile an hour start, and you guys check it too, right?
Yeah. So it's we have people in the stands and our timing system. So we've been working with CompuLink for years now to like develop. The roll racing timing system. So the CompuLink timing system has software for roll race. It's not perfect yet just because you would have to add some stuff to the track to really like dial it in. But it's the entry speed is between 40 and 50, and it's printed on your time slip now. So that's pretty cool. That's made it a little easier. And then we have people that it really comes down to me, and I've never given anyone this responsibility, although I'd love to just make sure that it's a clean start. I'm usually the final call on that.
I mean, it's as clean as it can be, right? Like,
but I mean, is there such thing as like a clean start in roll racing? No, and that's probably why there's not like a really good timing system for it that exists.
Yeah, and that's why roll racing is tough.
And that's why
so many variables.
Let's call it what it is. Roll racing is kind of stupid. It's cool for the guys that don't want to make their cars drag cars. It's cool for the people that just, like their cars they feel are more street cars or whatever. Like it has its place. But as far as like competitive racing, if you really want to be competitive and you want to guarantee that you have the faster car, you win or whatever, like you have to drag race. That's just what it is.
Got to make the switch.
Yeah, I feel like roll racing a Lambo is smarter than dig racing a Lambo.
Yeah,
I feel like that's where I'm like, hey, like that's your spot, and you need to be there.
And I've had cars that I would only roll race that I wouldn't dig race. But I'm just saying, like when it comes to a competitive part of it, like. You can't come up crying, oh, it wasn't a clean start.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. People will, and sometimes you can, and sometimes we will rerun it. But, like, you just have to go into it knowing that there's never going to be a perfect start. It's just what it is.
Just needs to be
then,
close.
I mean, you guys got to see, too. I mean, you got Travis Magnum comes out races. Yeah. He's got a purpose-built drag car that he roll races, so you can have...
Rick Prospero roll races.
Rick Prospero does the same thing, too. So you could do both. Like, there's a lot of the guys who roll race are like, well, I just don't have a drag car. Well, if you build it to do both, it can do both.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the both thing.
Yeah.
Because I feel like to be... And I've been proven wrong a million times. I'm not saying that I'm right, but I feel like to just be like on point for race day for two different things is very difficult. Like I would rather just have my car sit during roll racing and then be on kill during drag racing and I know it's on point than switching back and forth. It's like the guys that like will run Pro 275 and then when radio racing stops, they'll put slicks on and go run PDRA. Nope. I'm good. I'll build another car or something. I'm just not doing all that.
I'm too lazy. I made that switch. I was like, I'm just going to do drag racing. Because I used to do both of them. And it was fun for a little bit. I'm like, I'm too lazy.
But like, and then you do it and like your car does okay in drag racing and okay in roll racing.
When you could have done really good in one or the other.
Really well at drag racing.
Potentially win. Yeah.
I won the roll race one time in Darlington at Streetcar Takeover. I beat a twin turbo R8, and at the end, I was just confused. I was like, I don't know if I won. I don't know if that was a clean start. I wasn't like excited.
Do I celebrate
like,
the win? Is
There's
it really
too
a
much
win?
confusion.
Yeah, I was like, somebody has to come tell me what happened. I was just driving.
And so the tricky part with FL2K is that, so like we get really good sponsor support. So because of Summit and Ignite, you know, we pay good money. So like
Put the sponsors on there for you too.
Yeah. So because of that, you know, like when people race for $5,000 to win in the final, they take it a little differently than, you know, just roll racing at most events where it's like a couple bucks or it's free. It's like you get a trophy.
So what are you gonna do though if Garrett shows up with the route rod and you know he's gonna cheat every pass?
Oh, I mean, it is what it is. If he cheats, he goes
We all know.
No, so like if there's one thing about it, and I mean, I've probably even lost some friends over this, but like, if Garrett cheats, Garrett's done.
Yeah.
If James cheats, he's done. If you cheat, like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't play
You get no remorse. Victor says his piece, and that's it. It's game.
Honestly, if you're my friend, it's usually worse for you because I'm gonna be even like less.
You're gonna get that I know Victor sticker peeled off the car.
Well, I mean, I feel even less inclined to like go back and forth with you because you know better. Like, you know if you cheated. That you like, and if you're really my friend, like, don't even come at me. Like,
don't
cheated.
bring
we don't BS each other.
Yeah,
just call it a day.
Yeah, just move on.
Don't come at me with that.
I do not play that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm pretty bad about it. I think I'm meanest to my friends at the track.
That's
Well, because
fair.
you expect them to be like,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
expect
them to be better.
be
Yeah,
the
to lead by
example. Like,
example.
don't
Exactly,
be
yeah.
the guy that sets the wrong example for the people coming to
I
follow
hope Garrett
you.
watches this before FL2K.
I just
do the right thing.
I know. I've roll raced with him before, and like he will floor it as soon as he feels like he won't get caught.
Yeah. It's all to his, it's
And
all to his
and
go.
like, and to
But
be,
it's a roll
to
race.
To be fair, that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
Let me
You
get
just
the
have
lead.
to hope
I'll
it pans
be the
out.
lead
Yeah,
guy.
you just have to hope it works out for you. But that's what you have to do.
You have to almost take control when you're roll racing because like you have one person has to set the pace, so you kind of just have to like
See, the thing is
take the authority.
my outlook on the roll racing thing is to get the upper hand, you always be the lead guy.
Yeah.
And then you know that it doesn't matter unless the person is like 10 cars behind you. They're going to go when you go.
Yeah.
And then there's your out. You just, when they want to argue it, you just tell them, well, why did you go if you knew it was a bad start?
There's really
why did you try to chase me
It goes back to
down?
what I was saying, though. There's just no good way to do it.
No.
chases a race. His
Yeah,
tire
like,
cracked.
Yeah.
And like we have to give you some sort of window, right? So it says between 40 and 50. So on top of that, we put in the rules if you scroll down more, but it says like we defer to at the end of the day, we go to a clean start.
Yeah.
So if it was 55, but both cars are going 55, that's a clean start.
clean start.
You know what I
yeah.
mean? It is what it is.
Yeah.
But that's a double-edged sword because like somebody could use to their advantage that it says between 40 and 50 and do 40, and then their car is great from 40, and they're racing Garrett in a 6-speed Supra with a huge turbo. He needs to go 50 at least. You know what I mean? So. It's just it's the
Go
wild
both
wild
ways.
west, man.
Yeah.
Roll racing is just the wild wild west.
It is, and it's also cool. I feel like it is cool for fans to watch because the cars that are there are very different. Like it's twin turbo Lambos,
They're relatable
and like
too. Like,
Vipers.
they're cars that you would run into on the street.
Yeah.
Which like most people that go to FL2K or TX2K are like street car guys.
Yeah.
So like these are cars that like you could just be driving down the highway and just bump into.
Yeah.
Damn, he
So
just called them
that's
regular traffic. It just looks like regular traffic.
Yeah, that Dodge Neon I saw that guy the other day.
Damn. All right, we should move on from roll racing because next is freaking streetcar shootout.
Let's go.
The best class ever made.
The classic keeps on growing.
Honestly, it's
class
such a cool class. And this class, to me, is exactly what I said in the beginning. This is the class that there are so many badass cars all over the country that don't get a lot of opportunities to race. Here it is.
Yeah.
Bring it. Let's go.
This class is great because you can the guy just getting started in the sport. This is your class.
Yeah.
It gives you the motivation to show up and race. It gives you the place to race, and then it gives you the drive to want to push your car to the next level.
That and like we pay really good money. So
Huge money.
Yeah, so like
So
that's
about
really
that.
cool. You give some people an opportunity to race for 10,000, 5,000, 25, 2,500. But like these like a lot of these people will never get that opportunity to race
No.
for 10 grand.
No,
You know what I
never.
mean? So that to me is cool. I've always been a high stakes kind of guy. Like I love racing with the most amount of pressure
Yeah.
for the most amount of like
Always.
whatever you can pile on top of me when I'm in the car. I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks a little more it stings a little more when you lose, but when you win,
it's worth it
awesome.
when you win.
I don't know. When I'm in my car and I'm thinking about the tune-up I just put in there,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
like, God dang, I hope I don't ruin this whole thing.
Turns it back down, and kicks himself. Man, I should have left it turned up.
It makes it really cool. And like we get, we limit this to 100 cars every year. We get 100 cars. This is the first class that sells out. We get 100 cars like that. And like what's cool about this too, in my opinion, is that the more cars that show up, the better of a shot you have to be paired up in a group that's close.
Very evenly grouped.
Yeah, exactly. So it's pretty cool. I do think, depending how things go, which we changed some rules, so that'll help. But depending how things go, we may do like an Elite 8 next year, and then it'll be 8 cars, 16 cars, 16 cars, 16 cars.
I mean, I have a feeling this year with the rule changes and revisions they made, it's going to be the tightest street car class racing ever.
The only issue we've ever had was a couple guys that would go like 680s, and not to say that they weren't street cars, but there's only 4 of them that would go 6s and whatever, and then the next fastest car is his car that goes 740, and then his car that goes 750s. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah,
that's disheartening at a certain point, and I don't think it's realistic to expect true street cars to evolve to that point. I think low 7s is that's
it's a sweet spot.
That's realistic for a lot of people. That's good for a lot of people's budget, the amount of time they have to work on their cars and maintain their cars. Low 7s is perfect. Yeah. So if our fast class goes low 7s, I'm happy.
Money. Yeah.
And I think it will. I mean, let's call it what it is, but Cletus and Rick can't race. They don't fit the rules anymore.
Yeah.
You take them out. If I don't think you have the qualifying there, but if you take them out, it's close.
Yeah.
Like the number, it was those 2 went 6s, and then the number 3 and 4
and
cars were
730.
730, 740, 750.
Yeah, it was close.
But then there's also the cars that do make a nice Hail Mary pass, but then may not even make it up to qualifying, like the fast cars that can go 6s, but then they have the problems and don't make it out when it comes to the race.
Don't get me wrong. It's very. I mean, more often than not, the fastest car doesn't win.
No.
Yeah.
And that's why drag racing is the coolest sport on earth. Because you can have the biggest, baddest, fastest car on property.
There could be a guy there on an open trailer ready to take you out.
Yeah, you can go in first round. I think the upsets are what make it so cool.
Yeah, that's not super common to see the number 1 qualifier and low TET also going through to win stuff like that. Yeah. But even, top speed, Will Dugas went 215 last year, but I think his car ended up breaking.
I think he broke, exactly.
So, he was
his car's more likely to break if it makes freaking 4,000 horsepower, whatever it makes, you know what I mean?
It's going 215.
But the flip side is, too, I want those guys to have a class. So, this year will determine a lot for, the future of the class, at least at our events. But I'm excited. I think it's going to be the best year we've had for street car yet.
Yeah.
And I think there's going to be at least 4 very happy people. I mean, the runner-up payouts are good too.
They're huge.
The winner payouts.
I've been racing for almost 20 years, and I've never went to a race where runner-up pays this high.
Yeah, no, I mean,
you race for $5,000. Maybe if you're lucky, runner-up gets $500.
No,
this is huge.
We put it all out there. And that's something that I've always been a believer in. We've talked about that before, and I've talked about it with Wes. The racers are the ones who put on the show. So they should be rewarded.
Yeah, that's the growth of FL2k over the years and stuff like that happening to it is what makes it a great race.
Yeah. Are you thinking about blind qualifying?
Blind qualifying?
No, not posting a qualifying sheet after every round of qualifying.
No, I mean,
for the street car class,
in the street car, sometimes people start to sandbag. And they started to now after with qualifying one, they'll 60 foot and then stop, get on the brakes.
I'm a huge fan of turning the clocks off entirely for qualifying. We did that at World Series of Pro Mod. We didn't show times. We didn't show any times in testing. We showed times in qualifying. We did. But when we had the boards off during testing, people were antsy, wondering what was going on. People were running around saying they went faster than they went.
When the game started. The game.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
But
brings another level to such a high class.
I don't know that it works for this. But honestly, man, in my opinion, I've never seen anyone sandbag in a street car class and win. So I'm not.
No, yeah.
This guy's and win.
Yeah, he's been known to sandbag. I mean, I've sandbagged as well. Most of everybody on here that I know has a little bit.
You gotta let him hang.
Yeah, but last year I was right on the cusp of being in that 6, racing in that, A group. And I was like, well, that's just a recipe to get clubbed.
Listen, I was talking about this today. I think the first year they did an Elite 8 at TX2K for the roll race. We took a GTR we had at the shop, and I qualified number 8 in the Elite 8 class. And I think first round I ran Kevin or Casey from UGR, and they went like 230, and I went like 189. And like the qualifying sheet, I went like 189.3, and the number 1 guy in the other class went like 189.2.
Yeah.
So like
Just barely missed it.
Terrible luck.
But I can hold my head high.
You fell off the wrong side of that pencil.
That happens at all these events. So you know, once like round 1 of qualifying goes up, and you see where things are starting to shake out and who's where and what. You start to get into that like mindset.
But you would have to have the boards off is the only way it would work because people pay attention to what other people run.
Yeah, but you can't pay that close attention where you're going to know what the whole class did. I mean, there's 100 cars on here.
I don't know about you, man. When I race, I know what everybody did. Yeah. I know who's who.
Everyone's next move.
I know who's good on the light. I know who's not. I know
how to get in that guy's head.
I know everybody's weakness.
Yeah. Pretty good idea of what people are going to run, but blind does have a little bit of...
No, I mean, I think it would be cool. Listen,
just not post the qualifying.
Yeah.
Like, because then you wouldn't know. Then nobody would sandbag. Everybody would have to run it out, in theory.
Yeah, there is.
Or everybody would
sandbag.
sandbag.
Because you'd be worried that you don't get in or something. Yeah,
exactly.
I don't know. I think the guys that would be worried about that are going to have to run it all out anyway.
Yeah. Well, and I think with this rule set, too, I think a lot of people are more motivated to run it out because there's so much tighter cars, right?
Dude, I want to build a car for this
It's going to be it's going to be the tightest racing.
I'm glad I didn't do anything.
I thought you were building a copper Supra for this.
I love that every time people are like, what class is this car going to run?
Street car.
I thought that was a street car.
Oh, man,
it seems to fit. I mean, Jim's got a car to win for, you know, the fast class. I mean, you really do.
It could be.
You kind of do.
There's a couple cars
I like an
in here that
induction
are...
car to put them on the trailer.
Ooh.
It
could happen.
Oh, we got a first round call out?
So we've got one that's not on the list because he's a slacker and he had to buy somebody else's tech card. And, I mean, I don't know. I like...
Yeah.
James, are you driving anything?
Yeah, I got McFlurry in the street car deal, but that thing's a dud, dude. Them Ford-powered Fords just don't run hard.
Damn.
All right.
But I don't know. I like an induction car to put Jim on the trailer. It could be Cooper. Cooper's done it.
He has done it.
Cooper's done it, okay?
Yeah. Me and Jim have raced before.
What's the how does this go? How many times has who won?
I think
and
we're
lost? You guys
I think we're
pretty
even.
close?
We're either even or I'm up 1.
Maybe. You might be up 1.
Sounds like
It's the thing from the last race. That was it.
Hate it here.
Yeah, well,
you better beat him.
I know.
It's your time to shine, dude.
But just know, every time I go out, I am helping line somebody up.
That's true. He does help
Usually one of your
line.
guys. That's true. He's like, oh yeah, I suck
I feel
this
like I'm
time.
like the official lineup guy too for the freaking streetcar class. I'll just be up there watching and like I end up lining like 8 cars up, and then I haul ass.
I forgot who it was.
All right, that's enough work. Enough work for today. I'm out.
Somebody made a post. It was like, "What is your favorite spot to watch the race?" I'm like, "From the driver's seat, or if I suck, from the starting line."
Yeah.
Like, you get to pick one.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, there's some good cars out here. John Lund's car should go pretty fast. I mean, that if they get that thing running nicely.
Yeah, he's got a fast car.
Danny bought that car. That's fast.
Aldo's car, right?
Yeah.
There's some
else
heavy
was on
hitters
here?
on here.
Yeah, Christian's on here.
Travis that we talked about earlier.
Travis.
Yep.
Man, he just did some. He was testing his car. Looked like it was
It
rolling.
looked like it was rolling pretty good.
Yeah, there's some cars to look out for on this.
Brian
on
Luna
this.
as well. That's a fast Texas car. There's a lot of pretty heavy hitters.
I like Cooper Bogetti.
Yeah, that's a good
sure.
one.
Old
Danny
Jay,
Coops,
he's on here, old Jay
Danny Coops,
Cooper, dude. Watch
Danny
out
Coops'
for
That's
him.
what I
car is
said.
not slow.
I know.
Oh man,
I know.
Yeah,
forgot
that
about
thing's
Bought a car.
That thing's a
That
rig.
thing ain't slow.
He was out there testing
Yeah.
there. That
Oh.
thing is a
Do you
rig.
think in the street car we'll see 2 or 3, maybe 6-second passes in qualifying?
I think there's at least 1 6-second pass that's coming.
In qualifying,
I could see one, maybe 2, but it ain't gonna be easy. Like with the rule set, it ain't gonna be easy.
It ain't gonna be
And
easy
I'll tell
for
you
that
what,
guy,
like,
and
yeah.
the guy's not gonna want to do it because they're gonna look back and be like, okay, I know if I go 720s right now, I'm in. You know,
and I know I can go down the track. Like
Yeah.
if I go 690s on my Hail Mary tune-up,
they're
and
gonna
I don't
save
have to run it.
They're saving for
Yeah,
4
why do you
cars
wanna
or the
run it?
finals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Colin as well.
Yeah, Colin's car, he gets that thing figured out. Be fast.
What car is that
Tesla
one?
now? The Lexus.
SC.
Oh, yep.
Yep. Daniel Manette, that's another car from
Daniel,
Jersey. Should
yeah.
be fast.
Collins SC. Oh, man.
Travis just ran that PB as well.
Yep. Johnny Lyons, his car should run really good.
Oh, man. He hasn't even had oil pressure yet, though.
No, it runs.
Oh,
It
does
hasn't
it?
been down the track when it
Okay.
runs.
I was worried about Johnny because his car still seems like he's working on it. And
Daniel, I don't know how you say his last name, with the red Mustang from South Florida.
Yep.
That thing's fast. I mean, it's just gonna be good racing too.
There's
like
gonna be
I'm
a
looking,
tight qualifying
yeah, I'm looking
field.
at the list and like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
So I'm
like
saying it's gonna
all
be the
these cars are
tightest-
close.
it's gonna
yeah,
be
like,
the
it's gonna be
tightest
really,
street
really
car
My
race.
boy Matt with the Miata usually is a solid
Yep.
contender in any class he runs into.
Yep.
He is usually gets real solid tune-ups down the track.
I think this street car might come down to a lot of the reaction times.
Well, and that's another
I
thing
think it's
too.
going to be that
So-
tight.
It's Ultra Street.
Yeah.
Back to
I hope not that tight. But
yeah,
yeah.
that's right. Back to what I was saying earlier, though. A lot of these guys don't race all year.
A lot of them, and then another thing too I noticed is a lot of these guys on this list are new cars or revised cars for this race because they take the off season and they use FL2k as their first race out.
Well, so something that's always like I've hated it, and it's gotten a lot better over the years, but I feel like back from like starting in like the Nopi days and then Sport Compact racing and whatever, but a lot of street car races you go to, people go there to set PBs and like they're just exhibition racing.
Yeah.
And like I've seen too many times that like
Yeah.
for example, a guy will go like 750 and the guy next to him will go like 720 and his whole team is jumping up and down, but the guy lost.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, bro.
It's a PB.
Whoa.
you lost. You ran good, but
Testing tube was Thursday. Like, so, I mean, to be fair, like, a lot of these guys don't race all year. So, yeah, reaction time's going to play a role, too. Because, like, you can go 7-0 or 7-1 if you want to. But if a guy goes 720 and whacks you on the tree.
second it switches from
Yeah.
Q1 to R1, you better be ready to
and
win.
there's a lot of
you
pressure.
know?
Like, let's face it, when you get in your car for eliminations and you get, if you don't do this a lot, you get in the water box and you look around and the stands are full.
Yeah, they're packed.
Yeah, and it's the
People
sun
on the
is
starting
out.
line.
So Sunday, E1 is where like everything happens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like E1 will dictate the rest of the day.
the rest of the day.
It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be most likely sunny. It always is on Sunday morning for some reason. Track's not gonna be what it always is.
Nope.
You gotta have your tune-up ready for
Fresh
that.
slate.
You gotta be good under pressure.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
I
good
think that's one of
racing.
the best things about FL2K is that you get the mix of all the weather. Because as soon as
it's a
it
tuner's
makes
race.
it past 3 o'clock, it's like, oh, it's starting to come around.
That sun
5
hits that
o'clock,
tree.
5
That sun
o'clock
hits
to
that
that
tree
point.
line.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like the guy who goes 690 might not make it to that point.
Correct.
No.
Cooper's not going to post his video now until after the event.
Whoa.
I'm telling everybody this, but it's the truth. The guy that goes 690, he may go
You
home
see
first,
it.
first
Hey.
round. First round.
We've all seen it.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
It happened to us.
It happens so many times. People don't get it.
And it happens so quick, too. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, no, this is going to be a good
You look
tune-up.
up
And it's
and
like,
then it
boom,
goes,
knock the tire.
instead of
Yeah,
going
yeah.
down, you're like,
We ran Booger. I think it was in no time. FL2K like 2 or 3 years ago. Troy was driving it, and first round we ran Psy in the wagon,
Yeah.
whatever it was, and they're like, oh, I'm like, guys, just turn it all the way down.
Yeah.
Like we got this. Turn it down. Well, they didn't turn it down enough.
Yeah.
Things spun, and we got put on the trailer by a wagon.
yeah.
Wagon
By
went
car,
to the
you-
finals.
By a car, you're
Wagon
like,
went to
oh,
the
I got
finals. They
this.
ran John
Yeah.
Dock. You know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
anything can happen.
Anything.
Oh, I love drag racing. It's
I
so
always,
good.
people ask me all the time, they're like, what's your goal for the car? I'm like, I really only care about the wind light. It
Yeah.
does not matter
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
otherwise.
like,
Like,
so in the front wheel drive world, these guys are always talking about ETs, and I'm like, dude, I don't care. I won the reunion running an 840.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Let
Go
me have oil
750.
pressure. Let me have oil pressure
If I
coming
win-
off the
yeah.
track and that wind light be
if I
on.
win, I don't care. I don't need oil pressure. You're asking for too much. I just need the wind light. That's
did
it.
you see the guy last year that won at what World Series of Pro
Oh,
Mod? His oil pressure was down the whole track.
Yeah.
The oil
No,
down
don't do that to my boy.
from the burnout box. I think.
I taught him. So he took off. The guy who was racing, did he red light? He red lit or something. So he like automatically won, right? His
Yeah.
wind light is flashing.
Yeah.
Tree drops, he takes off, car blows up, but it's 20 grand.
Yeah.
This guy's never raced for 10 grand,
Yeah.
right, in his life. So it's 20 grand, tree drops.
Stays
he
in
already
it.
won.
Stays
he
in
just
it.
takes off.
Yeah.
Car blows up like top of first gear. Homeboy coasts the whole way down. He's like, dude, I thought I had to get down there to get paid. I'm like,
No,
I
lights
hear
on.
you. I don't have
Yeah.
20 grand down here for you.
Yeah.
But
He was gonna start pushing it.
Get out
If he got
running
out to
gear
push, I
on.
probably would have let him. But yeah, but that goes back to what we're saying. Like,
Yeah.
The experience of
the
multiple.
experience, yeah, man. And like drag racing IQ is a huge thing. Like if you don't have
It
it,
is.
you ain't got it.
That
And the
happened
only
at
way
Chamley.
the only way you can, yeah, but the only way you could get it is by,
Just get
is by
out there.
showing up.
Yeah, don't be scared. Show
Yeah,
up.
you
Buy a
can't.
check
You
card.
won't learn any of this stuff we're talking about at home.
I got to put my boy out real quick. Chamley at TX2K has his arm out the window. Purposely did it because he saw the camera guy. Arm out the window at the end of the track. Raced our buddy Mike. He went red, or he broke out on the ET. He's out
was
there with a
cheering for
picture
his win.
with his hand out the window and doesn't realize he lost.
Jeez.
Oh, it's a classic picture.
Yeah, that is a great one.
Sorry, Chamley.
When you think you're one and you're like,
His car's fixed up too,
His
right?
car's
Ready to
fixed
go.
too, yeah.
Dude, there's gonna
That's
be
a
They
good
pulled
car.
a miracle on that.
I mean,
one.
your whole
It's not looking
team.
good.
Christian and
Christian, Corey.
Yeah, all of them. I mean, they're
The only thing that's kind of like whatever is that there's a strong chance that a lot of people race their buddies.
Oh yeah.
There's a strong chance there's gonna be some friends racing each other. They may leave and they may not be friends. We don't know.
Yeah, you never.
Yeah.
Depends on how bad you do them. You know.
I'm excited because this is going to be a good race. I mean, the weather's looking pretty nice.
Oh
Like,
man, yeah. Weather looks great.
Last year, this day, we had a hurricane, so you know, it's a lot better than last year.
And like I'm really excited too because last summer we tore the track completely apart, and a lot of these people that would come once a year for FL2k, they were all excited to come see the new track and see the bleachers and see all this stuff we did, and they didn't get to. So this is the first one back
It's
home.
gonna be like a double
This is gonna
surprise
be,
too, though, because now you got more asphalt too.
Yeah, we got a ton of new asphalt.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a bunch of new stuff. Yeah, so it'll be cool to get all these guys and girls back to check it out.
Yeah,
I was heartbroken last year.
I know, that was a tough one. But
you did what you had to, and it came out incredible. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I hate talking about it, but when I do, I'm like, wow, that's like an amazing story.
Dude, anyone else, any other promoter in this world would have just said they're done.
Yep.
I gotta give Garrett some credit on that though, because like I was about to that point to just throw in the towel, and he goes, dude, we're not throwing in the towel. We gotta figure this out. And we just sat down, me, Garrett, and Alan. And you know, Alan's like the man.
Yeah, Alan's
and we just thought, and like we'll do that from time to time. When you have good friends like that, you can sit down and just brainstorm with. And somehow we ended up having the event in Gainesville. I had a baby on Monday.
Yeah.
So I started moving stuff on Saturday and Sunday to Gainesville. I had never been to Gainesville, so I went Saturday the first time I'd ever been there. No, I'd never been there ever.
They don't do that much.
It's a hell of
there.
a track.
Yeah.
No, it is. All right, so I drove up to Gainesville the Saturday before FL2k for the first time ever. Looked around, liked it, whatever. I was like, give me the contract. Signed it.
Yeah.
Hauled ass back to Bradenton, and I'm calling everyone. Like, guys, just start packing stuff up.
Need all the equipment.
What you think
Whatever.
we need.
I'm driving.
Wait out there super early to go get the track right.
Got people like looking. Adriana was with me. She's looking at Airbnbs, hotels. I had to call and make a new hotel deal for people coming from out of town. Like, just so many details. Yeah. So then Saturday and Sunday, back and forth to Gainesville with trailers and just unloading things back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Had a baby Monday, got out of the hospital like Tuesday night or Wednesday morning.
Right back
All
up there.
this to Gainesville and
Wife's a trooper on that one.
Shout out.
I mean,
That's my ride or die.
I got a baby on the way too, and I don't know. Mine's supposed to come on the Christmas tree race, so.
See you at the race,
you
bud.
You just got to pull a James.
Hey, you just do what I do.
You just gotta pull a
pop the
James.
thing out in the morning, go win the race at the end of the night.
right.
Yeah, it's like 5 minutes from the track.
Yeah, you'll be right there.
Yeah, you could just say you're gonna run to the house and get some stuff.
I mean, a little
I gotta get a
little
change of
difference.
clothes.
First one, third one's a little different, but you know, I was like, hey, this came. It's race day, you know.
Truck broke down.
See you later.
But
happened to be by the track.
It's cool because my wife understands the amount, like how serious I take this, and to me, like the amount of people that are like relying on us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, so to me, my thing was, we're probably not gonna make any money. Whatever it is, what it is. But like, there's people that they plan their last 6 months around this, and they spend a lot on this and all that, and they're gonna lose confidence in us if we just
Can't
throw
let
in
the people
towel.
down, right?
Yeah, so like we let them down, and then next year they're gonna have to think twice. Like, man, do I
Yeah.
really want
Do
to
I really
want to
go?
the money?
Yeah.
Like now, I mean, I don't care what anyone has to say. If you don't have faith that we're gonna get you a race, like get the race off, then you're just sick in the head.
Yeah,
We're gonna do it.
that's what makes it the people's race, you know.
Yeah.
It would happen on 64 if it had to, you know? right down
Like,
the
they go
Take
like
a picture back to his roots real quick.
Whatever I gotta do, I'll be out there just like,
His arm dropping it up.
All right, anything more on streetcar before we move on? I don't know how long we should spend on this one. I mean, this is our favorite one. Should we talk about any more heavy hitters, or should we
I think
talk about combos?
we added methanol back, which that's kind of a, you know, but I'll agree. The rest of the rule set kind of.
I think you did that for some people in particular.
I'll tell you why I did it. I did it because it's hard to do. Again, it's hard to like create these rules for so many different. There's probably like 40 different combinations that run in this class. Engine combos, chassis combos
too. Yeah,
there's like 50 combos. But
And
anyways,
some of those unique combos need that fuel to be.
some of them
efficient.
like in my opinion, like for a 6-cylinder car. Like a 2J, because I have experience with those, to run with a Coyote at 7.0, 7.2.
It needs it.
It needs it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you can.
I can understand
I'm not saying
that.
you can't do it on ethanol.
You're going to tear a lot
You're
more
gonna tear
stuff
that thing
up.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what
It
I
ain't
mean?
making it the race.
Correct. So it's like, it's hard. What do you do? Say V8s can't run methanol?
Yeah, then
So
you know you're
it's
picking
just
on
one
them.
of those things.
Yeah.
Coyotes can't run methanol, at least.
I think
that'll be okay.
we should have.
I'm fine with
Jim
that.
doesn't.
I'm good with that one too.
I mean, I think the Coyote guys
Hey,
and
you got another
their
week to
timing
throw some
chain
methanol
guys.
in there. Let me know.
I don't have enough fuel system with methanol.
Yeah,
in it.
y'all with your
injectors.
streetcar fuel systems and
figure
your
something
timing chain guys, you guys are afraid of that methanol
Yeah, I
stuff.
can't.
He's
can't be running
lying.
all
He's
that.
probably got plenty.
He's probably got like meth injection.
He's fine.
Yeah,
He's just,
It's 2009.
he's a
He's got
sandbagger.
4
You already
nozzles.
said
yeah, he's over here like, I can't.
Quit your shit. You're a
Please don't do
sandbagger.
it.
Yeah.
Not the rules.
Oh no, I'm just on my stock 8.8.
Listen, I think
Easy talking about that deal.
I think we're as close as we have been to a really good streetcar rule.
Yeah, I think
After
that this is the
year-
best year it's been.
I think after this year we could get it perfect.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, but we got to see how it plays out.
I think the 10-inch tire one from Perez's race
Yeah.
that's
my idea.
that's an interesting rule.
That was my idea, and that's a
That's
good
an
one.
int-
I
yeah.
like it. Yeah, it works. And honestly, it also just it makes people like you take people out of their comfort zone. Like
Yeah.
if you could have a guy who races all year on like a 315, and you tell him, hey, you can come to this race, but you got to run this tire. Like he may be the baddest dude at every race on 315s, but he comes on 275, he might go home first round.
Even a
So
275
just, like,
on a 12 or 13-inch
Yeah.
wheel is a lot different than on a
no,
10-inch wheel.
it is. So there's a bunch of stuff we could do. Like I said, I think we're as close as we've been.
Yeah, and the double entries was good too.
Oh,
Just
I hate
keeps.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, listen, if you wanna race in streetcar and you want to race for the good money or the big money, then that's what you do. If you want to race in Extreme 28s for big money, that's what you do. But you're not doing both.
Well, and it also keeps the rounds quicker, right? Because
Yeah.
a lot of those guys are
Well, they
double
once
entry, and they're going rounds.
And I'm not waiting for anybody.
yeah, once round 1 hits, and then the double entry guys, they turn the race into their race. They think
Yeah,
you're there for them.
unless you're index racing, I just don't think it should be allowed.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
can't
enjoy
if
that.
you can't make a pass and drive right back
I
up
can't
to the
tell you how many
staging lanes
times-
for your next class.
Yeah, and I
there
can't
ain't
tell you how
no
many
double
times I
entry.
see people on Facebook crying about they go to a race and all the double entries and it takes forever to get testing done or qualifying done. And then honestly, when you're watching on the live feed and you're watching Radio versus the World and there's an Ultra Street car and then another Ultra Street car
Yeah.
and then an Ultra Street car against a Pro 275 car, and like you don't even know what the hell's going on.
Well, then not only
And the
that,
new
then
fan
first
at
round
home-
and then
Oh,
first
yeah,
round
then
comes,
first round comes, it's
and
just
everyone's
buys.
like, well, why is there only there's 10 cars, but there's
Yeah, just a bunch
everyone's
of
got to buy
runs.
first
Oh
round.
my god, I hate it.
Yeah,
and like
it's-
to me, I think about the guy who I convinced, hey man, you should buy Flow
Yeah.
Sports and watch Flow Drag Racing and watch this race.
And then
He's
come
watching,
first
he's
round,
like,
they're
dude,
watching 10 cars
this
go
is
down by
what-
themselves.
Why am I watching single
what is
passes?
This is
Yeah.
stupid. None of these guys are going to race each other. Like, I don't know. I just think the long-term effects of that are really whack. So
Yeah.
Shout out to Flow. They don't sponsor this at all, but they do live feed all the races I like to watch all year. So
do the right thing, Flo.
shout out to them. Yeah. If you're trying to watch the race, it's probably the only spot you can watch it. So
If you're not there watching, definitely watch.
Yeah.
No, and I mean, and honestly, it's gotten a lot better over the years. It's like a really good feat.
yeah, they put a good thing together, and they
And
have
like they'll have Courtney Enders out there doing a bunch of interviews. They have multiple camera angles now. They have a top end camera, like top end interviews.
It's been
Top
on-
end
it's been on
camera,
point.
and then
It's
the
last
pit.
last
Yeah.
year and a half, it's been
Oh, let me tell you,
pretty
like,
dang good.
and I'm not saying this to like get because I want credit for anything, but like behind the scenes, like me, Donald Long, Wes Buck, the promoters, Peter Block, Jason Miller, we're on their ass. Just being real, we're telling them like, guys, like, because we're passionate about it. Like, you have promoters that are a lot of promoters, to be fair, are extremely passionate about this sport. So like, my thing is like, if you're gonna do a live feed, I'm all for it. But you got to represent our sport great.
You can't let us down.
Can't
right?
You
Show all
cannot.
sides of
Yeah.
it.
Correct. Like, well, that and like, you know, if we want the sport to grow, then we deserve the quality that NASCAR gets eventually. You know what I mean? Like, we deserve the
for sure.
attention that some of these big sports get.
Well,
And honestly, they're perfect for the job.
And if you think about like if you were watching TV and it just like went down, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
or it started getting real,
Yeah, no,
you know,
it's
glitchy.
exactly.
You're like,
Which some
I'm
of that
not
stuff
gonna
is
watch this.
really hard, like to control, especially
Location
live.
of the track, too.
It's really hard to do. But either way, like there's promoters that are pushing them and helping them and like getting them right, and they're doing a great job. They've evolved so much, and I think that like Flow is the right company to take the live feed stuff for drag racing to the next level because they're a huge company. They do live feeds for all kinds of things, like Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and like I'm serious, they do it all. You know, the dirt track races, they do all kinds of stuff. So they are it's promising. They're looking good.
The one thing I would like to see you guys harass them on is include like live ladders on
It's
the
difficult.
screen would be great.
It's difficult. It's
Some
not that it hasn't been
ladders would
talked
be
about.
awesome.
It's
Like
not that-
FD does it, and it pops up, and you know how the ladder is going to go out, and you're like, oh, cool.
And it's possible. Like, I mean, I think that long term the goal is to eventually have it be like how NHRA is when you watch NHRA on TV. Like
Yeah.
NHRA on TV is sick. You have your reaction time, like
You got
live,
everything,
like
live data,
the live data is sick. And I think that they will. Again, I think that Flow will spend the time and money to eventually get to that point. I'm very confident of that, but it just takes time. It's like anything else.
I do miss the live chats that used to be on Speed Video because those would get rowdy.
Dude,
all the ones that say, has Garrett run yet?
Yeah.
Has Garrett run yet?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we gotta shut this one
Not even
off.
there.
Those-
On the other
is
side of the
NASCAR.
country.
I don't miss those. I don't miss those at all.
I will bring up one rule that I think gets abused, and I've seen it more than once now, is that you're allowed to tow back if it's broke. Some guys just say their shit's broke all the time, and then
At
they get towed
FL2K?
back I've seen it twice.
At FL2K,
Most events that have that rule, people abuse it.
you have not seen that at FL2K. I don't think you have.
Just one or
See,
two
I'm
times, and it's always when they get closer to the finals. It's like, oh, I need extra cooldown time. We'll push that deal back.
Pretty wild about that. Like one of my really good friends raced at the Snowbirds, I think, when we did that, and I like put his car broke the one time. It legitimately broke. They pushed it back, and then from that time on, every single time he ran, I put Josh on him because Josh was in the lane working. I was like, Josh, follow this. Just
See, but
let
this
it off.
is-
I didn't see Josh for the rest of the day. He was just on top of this dude.
But as
And that's like
a
my
gray
boy.
area racer, though, if you read it out loud, must be able to.
Yeah.
Doesn't say it has to.
Yeah.
It must be able to
got it.
pass, make a pass, and come back under its normal power. It says it must be able to. Any able car can be towed back. It's if you choose to tow it back or not.
Well, I'm going to
Some
tell you.
people
I'm going
abuse
to
it.
tell you. No,
The
you're
way
right.
the way you read
I
it,
hear
that's
you.
how it is. I mean, as a
And
gray
I
area
just
racer
wanna-
as myself, that's how I would
Victor
take
ain't
it.
very clear. Do not play with me like that at FL2K.
He's not gonna allow
You
it.
will have a really bad time.
But that's how
I
that's
don't
how the
cheater.
rule
I don't
reads.
play like that. Like
Yeah.
no, I hear you.
You know.
And,
So
and
it's
the
like
worst
one of
part
those
about it
things.
is that I think the way that you think.
Yeah.
I really do. But do not play with me like that at FL2K. I will send you home so fast. It is not even funny.
Well, it's the same with the stock style suspension. That rule I always question because it doesn't have to be stock
me, I think-
style to the car that you own.
No,
just has to
no,
have-
but that's not what stock style suspension is. If it bolts into the factory locations, that is considered. It's always been that way in drag
Yeah.
racing. That is considered
get it.
stock style.
I don't
Booger
think James's
is-
four links bolts into the
Booger
factory
has a
location
solid
on the
axle.
240.
Booger has
It's allowed.
Booger has a no, it's not in a street car. Well, actually, no.
Yeah.
You can
You can in that
in the rear, front. You
Yeah.
can,
Yeah.
But Booger, for example, has a solid axle that bolts in.
Yeah.
There's not a single thing cut. That's stock style suspension. It may not be the stock style
Yeah.
suspension for that car, but it bolts into the stock location.
That's
gotta-
where it gets hazy.
Well, you got to
That's not
think.
easy
You
to
got to
easy.
think about it.
Drag racing has always been that way.
If you
get
remove that stock style rule, 95% of the cars on property won't be able
Correct.
to run because
Correct.
you have to have a 9-inch or a built 8.8.
Well,
to
and also
hold
you
power.
limit the cars that I can actually show up.
Yeah.
So that's why I've
So you
never
have to
harped on
find
that
you have
one.
to find other ways to
Yeah.
limit them.
Yeah.
But like if you have an IRS car making it non-IRS,
If
But
it bolts in,
I
if it bolts
feel
in,
like
all-
they
bolts
have
in.
to have that one because like they're never going to be like
Of
super
course.
competitive. You
Yeah.
know, like they're
And-
never going to
and-
be as consistent as a
and
solid
not even
axle
that.
car.
If it bolts in, or if it's done in a way that it's using all stock locations and stock chassis, like
Yeah.
Well, I thought about
That's
making a
stock
rear
style.
bar in my car that has a parallel four link. Like,
That
how can I
bolts
do
in.
this?
You-
what are
It
you
bolts
wait-
into the factory
what are you
location.
waiting for?
I've thought about it a lot.
Stop
thought
thinking,
about it
put
a
to
lot.
work. You got a
sounds
week.
like you'll have 50
You got
people
a
email you after this
You've been
trying to
thinking
buy
a lot.
them.
You got a week to do
I
it.
got a week.
I'm not doing it in a week.
Wait till all these people try to buy it from you. You could probably make it.
No,
and
because as
sell
soon as
the
I do
jig
that,
to
I'll get
someone.
13-inch wide wheels, and Victor will be like, "Oh yeah, 10
10-inch
10-inch
wide
wide wheels
wheels.
are on me."
Oh.
I'm like, "Ah,
Yeah.
1,000%.
yeah." I just love the way they look.
Oh,
I
hey,
don't even
Joe.
care. I don't even
Yeah,
care about
10-inch
the
wide for
actual
you.
13-inch wide. It's just like, man, deep dish.
So much
You
to
can get a
clean.
2-inch backspace on a 10-inch wheel.
Look goofy as it.
Too much to clean all that deep dish. That's Victor's favorite pizza too, by the way.
Oh god, that is not pizza.
It's his
not gonna
favorite
lie.
type of pie.
We should take this time to talk about the concession food because I had a burger.
Shout out to him.
I had a burger last time. It was good.
Dude.
It was really good.
Excellent.
So, a lot of people don't know this. My brother has taken over in the concessions, and my brother's like always been a huge foodie and always worked in the restaurant industry. And he's asked me to do it, and it just kind of worked out. And he does not play
It's
about
good.
food.
There's a clear difference.
Everything is fresh. Everything is like made when you order it, and like great ingredients. Like it's all really good.
It was-
Like I'm like, so if I go to the movies or I go anywhere and you ask me like, oh, you want nachos? I don't get. I love nachos. I don't get them because that cheese that they get that like comes out of a bag or whatever is disgusting. My brother every day goes there early, grades cheese and makes
Melts it
homemade
down.
cheese sauce,
Yeah.
and it's crazy good. Like it's little stuff like that makes a difference. So
It was-
yeah.
Yeah, so if you're there, wait
definitely
until
check out
somebody
concessions.
breaks their car, hop on over to concessions.
Yeah, check out concessions for sure.
It'll probably happen during this class we're about to talk about.
I know what that is.
More than once, most likely.
Another attack.
It's somewhere in here. Well, it's XStreet.
The slides break.
Oh no.
Technical difficulty.
Did you forget the?
Maybe I didn't put my batteries
So
in.
he probably purposely.
Yeah.
He ran out of time to get the rest of those slides done.
Slide.
I don't know what. Yeah.
There
you
No,
go.
wait.
Oh,
There it
hey.
is. XStreet. Because I think that was next. I mean, it was either that or 28.
Well, I think, and those are like the two big payout ones. And 28s too. So
Yeah, we can talk about either back.
I mean,
so,
actually, they're all big payouts, man. Even
They're
no time is
huge.
10
They're
grand.
10
Yeah, I
grand.
mean, we're talking 15 grand. Precision Turbo sponsored. Shout out to them. I got my turbo on there. Eat, Sleep, Race. Victor did a podcast with them.
Yep. And we did on this one was cool. We did a qualifying bonus. Fuel Tech sponsored it. We did a $500 qualifying bonus. So if you qualify in the top 16, so this class, if we get more than 32 cars, we'll do a 32 car field. But either way, if you qualify in the top 16, you get $500.
Which is
Your
huge.
tech car doesn't even
Which
cost
is huge.
$500. Yeah, it's cool.
That's huge.
Fuel
Like,
Tech did that?
Yeah, Fuel Tech. They love the Hondas like me.
Is it just because you're in this class they did that?
I don't have a Fuel Tech, so I don't think so.
Yeah, what are you going to. I mean, induction has 2 chances to win here. You got you and Rob in this class.
Yeah.
Is Rob, how's his car looking? Is he finished with
It's looking
it?
good.
It
Yeah, no,
is.
both cars are ready to go. The thing about this class in particular is like it's honestly about making it to the end.
Stamina.
Dude, these cars are like these 4-cylinder cars have just gotten so out of hand. They make so
It's
much
insane.
power. Like people don't understand. They're like baby pro mods.
yeah.
Like if you do power per cubic inch, they make 1,600 horsepower and they're 2-liter engines, most of them.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's foul what they can do with them.
But you have to run all out because the guy next to you's running it all out.
The dedication, those guys have, bar none.
Yeah,
Top.
dude.
Top.
I mean, it's you have to work on these things. You'll see these guys working in between rounds, putting motors in if they have to.
Motors,
especially for
trans,
this.
whatever.
Yeah, I was
they-
going to
they
say
don't
for
care.
15 grand,
Yeah.
I mean.
But it's about not only just being the fastest, but going rounds.
Yeah.
And those rules are pretty hefty. If anybody really wants to go look through them, they're on the FL2k website. But they're pretty hefty. It's not like something where street car you can kind of just find your way in
no.
pretty easily. Like
No,
this,
these
you have
are
to like.
purpose built.
This is a purpose-built car. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really cool class. So I mean, if you really think about it, these guys are all launching with a clutch, staging with a staging brake.
Yeah.
Front
It's a
wheel
driver's
drive. You got to
class.
steer it. You got to shift it.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a handful, but it's awesome.
You gonna call out Dennis first round or anything? I
Dennis,
know
what's
you
up?
guys always
Dennis has
do
been
that.
running for me for about 3 years.
Yeah,
now.
what is it, 20?
Yeah, what's gonna happen with that?
I mean, I'm ready. First round.
Dude,
He's
I'll
gonna
take
show
it.
up with his semi, 2 semis.
2 semis, a kitchen staff, a DJ.
because he needs to hide in one of them. No, I mean, but this I've got a soft spot for this class. I really like it. Obviously, I have a car that runs it. It's gonna be interesting to race and run the event. But I'm excited. I'm defending technically because I won the last front wheel drive event at Braden.
Yeah.
So I got
You won your own race?
Yeah. Apparently that's frowned upon. Guess what? I don't care.
Yeah. Don't matter.
Yeah.
When he wins it, that's
all
when
the
he's in the
same.
profit for the event.
That's the only way I break even, guys. Help me out.
I have to win.
It's written into the deal here. That's how it's broken down.
But it's a really cool class. They all run the same size turbo. They all run the same size tire. It's cool.
Super competitive.
And
When,
then there's
and when you get a good side by side race and front wheel drive, it's fun to watch.
It's anyone's
Yeah,
race.
yeah.
Well,
Like,
and it happens a lot more now than it used to.
Yeah.
Like the reliability of the setups have gotten,
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, they still break, but that's because they're pushing so much
yeah.
through mostly stock style stuff still, right? Like,
the other day,
can't
it's
just
still
go
a
get a
front wheel drive
1980s
car.
Power Glide
you know?
there.
Yeah.
And I like seeing the weird combos that are starting to pop up a little bit too, because there's
Yeah, so,
not
like, we
just
have-
Hondas.
So he broke, but we had Zach with the Taurus.
Yeah, he was trying to come out.
Yeah, his car broke, so he won't make it. But we also have Bradley Dillon that used to drive my car, Goldie.
Yep.
He's got a neon. I think it's the fastest neon in the world.
That
He
thing
went like
has-
8-1 or something like that.
it's coming
It's
around.
getting it.
Yeah, he ain't playing around. And
No.
I tell you, every time he comes to the track, he's trying to go sevens. And if you do go sevens in one of those cars, in this class, if you run sevens, you're one of the harder people to beat.
Yeah.
Especially-
5 for sure,
If
yeah.
you could do it, over and over and over, you're hard to beat.
You do it 3 times in one. If you can do it 3
times.
times in one day and still have
Yep.
spare parts left,
Yeah,
you're doing it.
Yeah, and he's a really good driver. He'll cut
Yeah.
the light. So I
Yeah.
mean, I'm really involved in this class, and I look at this list. I've been looking at it. I don't know who's going to win.
Well, and Joe, I want to see his car run a little more too. Joseph, with the what is it? The Eagle. Is that what that is? An Eagle?
Joseph Bucci. No, I think his a Talon or
his is a
Eclipse, same
Talon.
thing.
Yeah.
Eclipse, yeah.
The Gen
whatever it
1s,
is,
yeah.
the front wheel drive
1G
deal. That thing's pretty cool.
I mean, and then like you got Kevin Aleman. His dad has the world record for the fastest front wheel drive car or fastest sport front car or extreme front, whatever. And his car is not far behind it.
Have to talk about Norris.
Yeah,
right?
Norris. They built so the drivers on here. You're all. They built a new car, K-Series car, built it, went out first time, went sevens.
Yeah.
And I think it's been sevens at every event it's been to.
Yeah.
And that kid is a killer, like really good driver.
That's what it takes in these purpose-built. Like when you have a class like this where you're purposely building a car to compete in this class, it comes down to surviving and being a driver.
Yeah.
Which one's the father-son one?
That's
like,
Kevin Aleman, but his dad isn't registered. But I heard through the grapevine that his dad may be trying to take somebody's spot.
Isn't he like 16 or something like that?
He's like 18 or 19,
Dude, can you imagine that? That's got to be killer.
Yeah.
That's
those cars
awesome.
are a handful to drive from what I've seen, too. I mean, you've driven 2 of them now.
Oh, they're
well,
not.
Even staging, right? Like, there's a lot to do.
So,
it's a process.
That's the reason I got into it. Because I wanted a challenge. Like, I wanted something different. And it's like, I mean, it's out of everything I've driven a ton of different combinations. It's the most involved and most, like, challenging, fun thing to drive.
I think it takes you back to your stick shift days.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
like,
I love it.
Stick shift
but
is
it's
the
a little
silver
bit of
car,
everything,
right?
yeah.
Like,
but
it's a handful.
But you go down through the
more of
traps
it.
too at 195. Your car weighs 2,400 pounds. 2,000 of it's on the nose.
Lifts the rear.
Yeah, the rear might come off the ground. Like the whole, like from the time you turn the car on to the time you get
shut
back
it
to
off,
your pit, you're like,
okay, what just happened?
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of discussion about transmission in this class, too, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that the big debate now?
All right, so we normally would run XFWD, Extreme Front Wheel Drive. Chris Miller, he was doing his events in ACO until they closed. They did their little twist on the class, and they called it XStreet. So I always preach that I want to see more people start to use common rule sets because it grows the class.
Yeah.
So his rules, you're allowed to run a sequential trans, and there's also different combinations that are allowed. We didn't really get any. I believe that everybody that signed up, just because this race is like a really big front-wheel drive race. So I think almost everybody who signed up is a front-wheel drive car. However, XStreet allows sequential transmissions. It allows a ton of different combinations. And, this is good for the sport. So I think long-term we'll probably, as long as these rules prove to be fair and close, stick with them. And, we may start to see some new combinations and new cars running against
I mean,
I didn't
this
realize
is weird
two-rotor
because
stuff was in there, too.
6-cylinder rear-wheel drive auto with a 76. I mean, at 3,400 pounds with nitrous. I mean, that's...
And, so Christian Ev ran one of the events at ACO. He put a 76 on and put some weight in the car, and, he did well, too. So, I mean, there's a ton of potential for this class to grow. So we'll probably also do it again at the reunion.
Yeah, I see this class being something big.
Yeah, no, it could be really good. And, the reality is, if you really want to see a class grow, you can't limit it to just one kind of car, kind of thing. But it gets more complicated when you start to do this. I mean, this is the writing is on the wall for this to turn into Ultra Street. And I don't say that in a negative way. I say that in a positive way. You go to an Ultra Street race, and depending on the conditions,
determines what combos go. Yeah,
they're all really close. But there's, probably 6 different combos in Ultra now, and it used to only be everybody ran small block nitrous.
Yeah, so it used to be a small nitrous class. Now you got
now
everything
you have big
out
block
there.
nitrous, small block nitrous, turbo stuff. I think there's rules for 6-cylinder stuff.
Yeah, there is.
They still got that
V6
big block
guys.
NA when they donkey stomp everyone.
Yeah, you can go big block NA and Ultra too.
Yeah, you can, yeah.
Well, this class is interesting, too, because, we're obviously in a male-dominated sport. There's a good amount of women that drive in this class.
Yeah, so
Cole F.
So Nicole,
she's a killer.
Nicole, her car's super fast. Joanna's car is
there?
really fast. Actually, may not be on this list, or no, she is on this list. Where is it? We had a girl that came from Jersey or something last year, and she ran 8.1, which last year 8.1 was really fast, which it still is in the class.
Brianna?
Yeah, yep.
Brianna Smeltz?
Brianna Smeltz,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
So she's
interesting
come,
how
I think they
it's-
come from the Northeast, right?
Yeah.
Because the other classes, maybe not even any women in streetcar. But then this one has 3.
Yeah.
It's just an interesting...
And I think there's more coming in this class. More
That's
women
pretty cool.
coming, yeah.
It's funny that they kind of gravitate towards this one. the most difficult cars to
Yes,
drive,
yeah.
and like
I wouldn't
they
even
just gravitate right
I wouldn't
towards
even
them.
like want my woman to drive one of these cars.
Just how reckless they get trying to
dude.
stop the mug. You
Like
know?
our street cars are like da 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 da. You got an
know,
air
let go of the
shifter.
button, and you're like, yeah.
You're
Yeah,
trying
for
to do
sure.
less and
no,
less.
these things are serious. Like, I don't care what anyone says. These are one of the most challenging cars to drive.
They are. I mean, they're one of the only cars you have to be just as good at stopping it as at driving it down the track.
Yeah,
you know?
and like you know,
They
like,
look like the most fun too. I'm not
Dude,
gonna lie.
it's a
Like,
lot.
there's a lot going on.
it's a lot. But like, I would say that like, think of like your favorite drag racer that's like a badass. If he's never driven one, he can't get in it and just go.
Yeah.
He just can't. Like, sorry, like he just can't.
James will probably argue with you. He'll
No, I mean, I drove your car. I drove your car into the trailer at World Cup, and I was like, God, dude,
What do you do with all
James
this?
is a really good driver. He's one of like the
Oh,
few
it'd
people
be a
that I would
challenge.
say is a really good driver. I couldn't just throw him in the car.
No,
like I
it'd
would
be
have
a-
to sit there and like.
There
coach him.
isn't many cars on this planet that I want to get in day of a race and try
Yeah,
to race it.
and I would too.
That's probably one of the like 4 that
Yeah.
I'd be like, let me get a day of testing before I just get in this mode.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah, but just moving in the trailer, I was like,
Even just doing a
"Jeez."
burnout, one of those things, like it seems
Yeah.
like the simplest thing. It's
Oh
not.
no, there's so much goes on.
Oh wait, we didn't talk about VW engines. They only get to deduct 100 pounds. I feel
Yeah.
like that's light. I feel like those should be like 300-400.
Yeah, but I mean, show me a VW engine that can make it past
They
a
run,
pass.
they run
Just
the
let
same
them run
turbo.
all out.
Yeah.
They run the same turbo though. They should.
Show
be
me a
able to run the
Volkswagen
same
motor
thing.
that'll survive.
Yeah, I'm trying.
On
2 rounds of
paper,
I was thinking about the rounds.
Yeah, but dude, you know, technology's come so far, man. Like, I'm sure there's a billet block for those guys now, and better head gaskets. And you do a billet block, you put big studs. I mean, dude, that freaking
Cost
Ford
you.
Taurus, he has a billet block and all kinds of stuff. Like when he gets
Yeah.
the thing figured out, it's gonna be fast.
Yeah.
they do race those Volkswagens pretty heavily over in Europe too.
Yeah, but everyone, I mean,
I don't want to
sorry.
ruin your argument though, and nothing against the guy, but I mean, can't even make it to the list. You know, like
What do you mean?
the Taurus, right? Like,
I mean,
It
he
did
like
break.
that's
it
a
did break.
The break.
like I
but-
feel like if you run those combos, you need more of a break because you're doing something so unique,
Yeah.
right? Like, and if they
But
actually
the thing
won
is
one,
that you're not wrong, but we just don't know the full capability of that combo because he's the only one doing it.
Yeah.
He has to develop every single part as he goes. Like literally everything on his
Yeah.
car is custom.
Yeah.
So it breaks and it's down for a couple months. But like eventually, if he sticks it out, he's gonna figure it out.
And he's
he
gonna stick it out, 'cause
Yeah,
that
no,
dude-
he is. Yeah,
that
that dude
dude's
is
diehard.
relentless.
Hardcore, yeah.
He's diehard.
But eventually, he's gonna figure it out, and he may be really fast.
yeah.
You know?
But I mean, like he's got to have that opportunity though.
You can't see the thing
has
is
opportunity.
the thing
100
is though you
pounds?
can't give that
He gets
one
thrown- he gets
combo
thrown a bigger
that
turbo.
that
Oh, okay.
you can't give that one combo the crutch because
Yeah.
if you do then you're going to be bullied as a promoter by everyone in the class like hey why are you doing this and then when that one combo finally figures it out and dominates the class even if it's for one race or even if it dominates in qualifying it tries to have everyone in that class against you and that one guy.
Well, that's
it's
the
always
John
gotta
Sears
be
route
equal.
is let him get bloody. They have to show up, get bloody, get beat up, get kicked around, and then he'll
Right?
pull some
That's why I
weight
feel
off
like
you.
Kevin
Yeah.
Fiskus, right? With the right, like he was able to
Buzz in half
escalate,
dozen, yeah.
And then,
But
and then the
he's-
rules came down, right? Because
But
it
my
was
thing
more
is
than one
you
a
have
fluke.
to kind of give everyone the rope because if not, you're not going to ever know how fast they truly are.
Yeah.
You have to see
have
what
to make
every
them work for it.
combination is truly capable of before you can reel it in.
Yeah.
You know, and again, with like Ultra Street's a perfect example. Ultra Street, dude, John Sears is the man. Ultra Street
Yeah.
and X275 are probably the two most
Competitive classes right now.
badass rule sets that have ever been made, and they've been around for a really long time, and they've evolved through a
Tremendous.
lot of crazy things. I mean,
Yeah.
technology has changed so much, and those classes have been around for all of it.
Yeah.
And they're still around, and they're still doing great. But yeah, sometimes you gotta let people show up and go really fast, and then you say, "Oh wow, okay,
Okay,
gotta
we missed
yeah,
on
we
that
gotta
rule
reel this
set.
in.
Let's
It is
reel it back into reality. Yeah.
like a guy might come out with a combo and run number one qualifier, and same thing. He can break, he can go out first round, whatever. Like you have to see how things play out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, and
John Sears is the rule goat. Anyone who
is.
says otherwise, come see me.
He's got the worst job. No, he's got the
He's-
worst
he's-
job.
he is
no
the
matter
bad guy
what
at
he
every
does,
race.
Yeah.
nobody, not everyone will like
He
him,
does,
but he has to be
and
that
he
way.
doesn't get enough credit for his impact on small tire drag racing and what he does all year for drag racing. That guy is the tech director for like almost every freaking
He doesn't
race.
give enough credit for his
Yeah.
cool head.
Yeah,
like some of the
yeah,
stuff,
yeah, yeah.
some of the stuff I've
Dude,
walked
some
up
of the
there and
people
seen,
say
I'm
to
like,
him and like
Yeah.
post and on Facebook and
oh,
at
it's
events and
relentless.
whatever. No,
I'm on
dude.
the Ultra Street page on Facebook. I see the stuff
All
that
it
he
takes
goes
is a
through
$50
just for
Outback gift card, boy. Gets you in there.
He does love Outback gift cards.
yeah, shout out John. When you're down here, I'd love to have you on.
that
So-
dude-
Yeah, we
that
need to
dude's the
make
we
that
need
truth.
to hear
Yeah.
some stories.
That guy's the
But I feel like he could have like a 5-part segment podcast.
When did X275 start? It's got to be like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I remember I remember rolling through. I remember Half-Bred rolling through the gates of Sunshine because like it needed to be on a 275 tire, and people were driving cars in.
It was like 2008, 2009 was the start of it.
All right, so think about the technology
From then
and
to
the
now.
combinations, and the class is still around and it's still super close.
Yeah. I mean, look at Yellow Bolt's race. They had 40 Ultra Street cars on property, 32 car field. And it was like 2/10 separated all 32 cars. It was
I don't think
insane.
it was that much.
It was insane.
Yeah, it's
Talking about
sick.
2/10 is wild. You got to be on your game, on your tune-up, on your light, on
light.
everything.
Nah, there's nothing, bro. Look at World Series of Pro Mod. It was like a 359 for number 1 qualifier and like a 365 for number 32.
Yeah, which is the Pro Mod racing lately, insane.
Shout out to 32 for taking that deal too.
Oh my god!
And that
What was
goes
it,
to
Jack
show you that's
Green
just,
or what is his name? Like
well, the car,
Yeah.
yeah. But Spencer Hyde,
Spencer
Hyde,
Hyde.
Canadians,
Dude,
came
that-
out here and took our money, $100,000.
came down
in the best fashion possible.
came down
Dude,
from
wasn't even in
Canada,
the race,
barely
then
got
got
in the
in?
show. Number
Dude,
32
that's-
spot and takes the dub.
What a
dude.
Cinderella story!
Dude,
and you
it's-
could not have like, dude,
Or a
you
nicer
could not
guy.
have predicted it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that is sick.
Show me when another 32 qualifier is taking $100,000 and a win. you
At a
know,
Pro Mod
at
race, like that
one of the
caliber of
lar-
cars.
at the largest Pro
But
Mod
that
race
goes
of
to
the
show
year.
how good the rule set is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's solid.
Yeah.
Because the guy that went 359, he couldn't do it. I think it was 2 people went 359. They couldn't do it on race day.
Couldn't do it again. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was just a conditions thing.
Yeah.
Like when we were qualifying, it was nighttime, whatever. You know, people went really fast. But when Sunday E1,
Sunday you won't come
Full
out.
of-
Sun's out,
full of
baby.
upsets.
That Florida sun on Sunday.
dude, people don't know.
It's
man.
Sunday
If
for
you're
a
racing
reason.
at Bradenton and it's Sunday and that sun is out and it's like 70 or more degrees and you qualified at night, that's a different tune-up, bud.
Take about 50% power.
Well, Bradenton will get interesting too, because like a rain will come through a little
Yeah,
bit,
yeah,
or
yeah,
through the
yeah.
night.
I don't know. Every time a rain comes through, that track tightens up so much.
But it changes what you're thinking.
I know. It's
Takes enough of that temperature.
cut that one out. Cut that one out.
Hey, why is Vic out there watering the track? I don't know. Just
Vic's
look
out
the
there
other
over the
way.
camper just making it rain all over everything.
Oh, man.
But what sucks is when the sun comes out immediately, that humidity just goes.
Hey, we're
You were-
Florida. Hey, we're Florida down here. We can take it.
That fire suit gets.
I
some
feel
funk
like
to
we
it.
need to start paying out for first round elimination. It's the hardest round to win.
Hey, here's $50. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, it's the hardest round to win. Like everybody who wins E1 gets a gift card.
Get your gate fee back.
Here's $25. Get
Just
in the
the
gate
gate
for
fee.
free
That's a
next
10
time.
card.
It's a free cheese nachos.
No, the cheese curds, cheese nuts. We'll figure it out. We'll give them a gift card.
Yeah.
That would be a pretty
Ten-
good
We'll
one.
send them over to BNP
10,
concessions.
yeah, $10 gift card to
Yeah,
concessions.
We'll get them.
Like a photo of their car or something at least. Something along those lines. And that's also a cool thing that BMP always has is photos printed on
Oh,
site.
KC Photography, the
on
ghost.
site.
She's
They
there,
they kill
nonstop.
it. They kill it.
She's
I've bought more photos than I want to.
yeah.
There ain't nothing
I have,
better.
Because they're so good.
I probably have like 40 that aren't on the wall yet.
They
I don't
won't
ever
I
let
put
still
you
them
have
on
them.
the
They're
wall.
still inside the package because I'm like,
I
I don't
got
need
a
a frame. I
stack
got
at the
20
house,
The
like,
thing
frames.
is,
3
we're
inches
all,
thick.
like, at the end of the day, we're all in this sport because we're like addicted to cars.
Yeah.
When you walk up to us with a picture of our car doing
We're
anything
buying it.
cool, we're buying
And
it.
especially when
It's almost unfair.
It's decently priced too. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you
yeah.
think about the amount of work and everything. Like you're like, oh yeah, that's. I'm
And
sure
like
gonna
she
give you that
posted,
money.
they posted pictures like on Facebook like the day after
Yeah.
or the night of.
Night
Well,
of.
and I feel
They're
like
killers.
such
More-
a scumbag when I posted with all the water, with all the
Yeah,
watermarks
like,
and
you
that.
know,
Like, I can't do that.
Let's talk about
Like,
this, guys. Please, I'm begging you. If you want to post the pictures from the event, just buy the damn picture. There's people out there all day sweating, and you're posting a picture with a watermark. all over.
watermarks
We don't want to see that.
You don't even
We
know
wanna
what
see
color the
picture,
car
man.
is
Yeah,
because it's
come
just
on,
all
man.
watermarked.
If you don't do it for yourself, do it for us. We
Yeah,
don't
just
wanna
buy
see
it.
This man,
Don't
John
be
Dock,
cheap.
last year used one as a thumbnail with the watermarks on it. I was like,
No,
I'm all for
Yeah.
advertising for KC, but that's not the way to do it.
Dude,
on the
please.
thumbnail, I was like, you even used it for like.
But I don't even think it's like it's not her watermark. It's just like proof on it or something.
Yeah.
John
Oh.
Dock, you know what?
Yeah. You
That's
spent
your
all that
boy.
money.
I take
Hey, you spent all that
responsibility.
money on
I
them
take some
car boy. You can't buy that photo.
It's because I beat him and took his money.
That's
it.
it,
He couldn't afford
Long
the-
trip
he couldn't
back
afford
home.
the picture.
burned it
Yeah,
down.
yeah, he had to use one of the watermarks on it.
Nearly killed the guy's trans.
He did that
Hey,
to himself.
welcome to the welcome to the jungle.
He did that to himself.
All right, moving
that
on from
class.
front wheel drive, or I guess it's not front wheel drive, it's XStreet.
Yep.
Extreme 28s. This is a it's Extreme 28s versus Trace Cuarto.
Yep.
And for people that don't know, that means 3/4 chassis car.
Correct. Yeah. So that's a class that WCF does, and I think it's a really, really cool class.
It's an epic class.
So this to me is kind of more like I think he calls it Warriors versus Trace Cuarto.
Warriors,
That's what Garrett won it last year. So like you have a bunch of cars like Garrett's that would go like 650s and whatever, and then you have Starlets and these rotary cars and some
crazy
bunch
field.
of import cars that run 650s as well.
Yeah.
So it's like a really good mix up of just about anything that's like really fast on 28-inch tires.
I don't know how those
slicks.
guys get in their cars because like doing like 650s at like a 13-inch wheelbase, dude, how do they get in over their nuts? Like that's, I don't understand.
It's insane.
Yeah, that might be on the list of things I don't want to drive.
No,
those things
that's
are nuts.
guaranteed not driving.
But this is a really cool class. 10 grand to win. I hope to see it grow because in Florida there are a lot of really fast imports that are 3/4 chassis.
Yeah,
we're building one ourselves, so ours wasn't done in time. We'll be in there next year. Excuse me, but really cool class.
the copper car.
Yeah. And then Garrett will fit in here.
Is this what Garrett's racing? He wasn't on this list.
Garrett's in here.
He's on the special list.
Yeah, he's got his own list somewhere. There's enough
always in
vehicles for him.
He's always up to something.
They should be labeled on the top
I
with
see it,
stickers too. Yeah. So.
Yeah, and so we did a couple things. So Alfredo Morales, that's Durf. He's got that really fast sequential trans all-wheel drive Honda, so he's in there. Travis Akins, his car's really fast. Larry Ramneth, his car went like 640.
Yeah,
that
DJ's
orange
240.
240.
Yeah, Brett, his car's
we got some things
fast.
in the works too.
Bunch of hitters in this class.
Yeah, it's gonna be a new car when you see it.
Really?
New car.
New car at a
Not totally.
race?
New car goofing, dude.
Brett,
You gotta watch out for that.
enough.
Just enough will be new.
Okay.
Just enough.
Brett's got a good chance at winning this one with his car being very dialed in now. I don't know.
Is this a quarter mile class or is it eighth mile?
Quarter mile out the back.
I'm gonna say Brett's gonna.
Larry's car, I've seen that thing race a lot, and it's really fast. But I've seen them
That thing's always fast.
have some tough breaks with that thing. Where
and they're also.
I've just seen bad luck.
They're a cast block 2J car.
Yeah.
Running 640.
They're the cast fast guys.
Yeah.
they preach it.
I got nothing to prove.
I know.
They can have
I got
that.
nothing to prove.
It's amazing how things
More
stays
power
together.
to him.
Even Eric Jarvis.
Eric Jarvis, his car's fast.
That car's cool. That's the compound turbo S2000, right?
Yep.
Yeah, which is
I think we got
fast.
2 Starlets that signed up today. Last minute entries.
Sick.
That's going to be cool to see. The crossover, the Starlet's coming is going to
I
be
think
huge.
and that's honestly why I did this because like Extreme 28s could have been its own class.
Yeah.
But I wanted to get those guys who don't normally come to FL2k to come and see what
Well,
it's
not
about.
only that is that you got a lot of them Starlet guys through the Trace Quattro's cars coming over. They're already here for World Cup, so this gives them a spot to race to prepare themselves for.
I'm hoping to see this one grow. And I think the Starlet that Garrett beat in the finals is one of the ones
coming
that
back
today. Yeah.
Well, this feels like a very the Warriors versus Trace Cuarto crossover is very like Orlando. Like Orlando does a lot of those big style races, and they just seem to not cross over here into Bradenton, and it's gonna be cool if they start to.
Yeah, well, now they got a spot that fits them perfect.
They see 10 grand to win.
That's been one thing about FL2K. Like as much as it's about like inclusion, we haven't had anything for cars with like wheelie bars and like 3/4 chassis cars until now. And again, I want to include as many people as possible. So that's why we did that. And I think it's going to be really good.
Yeah, it's one thing with FL2K. I mean, I've been to every single one, raced at every single one from 13 on. And I can say you guys have always done a great job with adapting to what other racers need.
Yeah.
Like it's always been, okay, we'll add this to this class, drop that class, change this just a little bit
smart,
to let more racers. And it's always in the right direction.
Correct.
It's always to get more racers there for the people
if you
to
notice,
see.
like you said, we change something after every race.
Yeah.
Every race.
Every single one.
And it's always for the better.
And I want to get to a point where we don't, but it has to be perfect before you do that.
Well, and there's a real reason to, right?
Yeah,
as we progress, there's always going to be
every
change.
year. I mean, they're gonna find something. I mean, this 28-inch tire class is gonna be probably pretty outrageous next year.
Yeah.
Just by what the rules show, and then what people are signed up, and there's people that could be signed up that aren't signed up.
I think Mac Brosnan, he's just signed up today.
Oh, cool.
Rear wheel drive
That's
GTR.
cool.
I love that car.
So I mean, like this class is going to be really cool.
It's going to be some of
And
the
next year I'm
fastest.
gonna
It's going to
win
be the
it.
fastest race.
I don't want anyone to be upset. I'm just telling you guys now. Next year,
So you're going to win 2 of your own classes.
Let me pencil
Next
you down
year,
for
yeah.
2
That's
wins.
a new PB.
2 wins at his own race. Can we allow
no,
that?
I'll probably sit
that's
out.
not
I'll
why I
probably
allow
sit
that.
out front wheel drive next year for this. But either way, I'm going
Don't lie
to
to
win
me.
this.
You're
And
not
I'm
sitting
going
out
to go
front
to
wheel
World
drive.
Cup
Don't lie
finals
to me.
next year, and I'm going to win there too. I'm going to do back to back.
Okay.
And after that, I'll probably take a year off of racing.
Don't lie to me.
I'm gonna win both those.
I don't think you can ever
Wait,
take
so
a
you're
year off
building a
racing.
car that's going to run 2 events,
If I
and then
win
you're going to
FL2K
retire.
If I win FL2K and World Cup Finals back to back, I'm changing my phone number.
So can I race the car?
He's
next
over
year?
there.
He's over there playing that game, 2 lies and a truth. He ain't taking a year off of racing, and he ain't sitting out in front wheel drive. We all know that.
Neither of those are happening. Not a chance. Not a chance.
But anyways, I think it's gonna be a really cool class. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, this will have some. This will be one to watch, and I'm glad I'm not in this because I want to watch this one.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, Extreme 28s has always been there, and I think this is. Last year was big.
Yeah.
You know, and I think this year it's going to be the biggest it's been.
Yeah.
Because it's
I mean,
tailoring to more.
and it's 10 grand to win, man. Like,
It's huge.
all you gotta do to like, if you show up to FL2K and you win, you're getting paid.
You're getting paid.
Period.
There. Boom.
Whatever class
You're getting the big check and getting paid.
Yeah, you're getting paid.
Big check is worth it.
yeah, I mean,
Big
look,
check.
like
Big check is worth
Those
it.
big checks are sick.
Sick.
221 Garrett went. That is crazy.
That's a
Yeah,
that's
lockup
a
will
lot
do
of
that
mile
for
an
you.
hour.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of mile an
Yeah, I
hour.
think so heavy though. What, it goes 650 at 221?
Yeah,
Jesus.
Man, that thing's got a lot of mile an hour to it.
got a lot of momentum.
And you probably lightened it up now.
Yeah, it's
different motor.
But it's
Yeah.
on. He's got to be on a 275 now.
It's going to be on 28.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might
Small-
show
small
up on a
tire
315 though. He might just sneak in.
What?
You never know. That car's so big, it makes
It does make the tire look small.
Eats up
but
the tire.
yeah, it hides it.
At least the trip's not long for him to go home.
Everybody else's car, if they try to put a 315, is like,
Yeah.
it's pretty obvious it's not. Yeah, this will be a good class. One to definitely.
Do we
definitely
have
watch.
the run order? Has that been out
It's
yet?
on the schedule.
It's on the
Is it?
schedule. Yeah.
Yeah.
How
Oh, I
is
don't know if
28
you have
right
the schedule
after
on there.
streetcar? Or
Do you have the schedule on there or no?
I don't have the actual run order.
man,
It's on the schedule.
I'm trying to see what I can watch.
No, here's a
Oh,
good. This
yeah.
is this
Oh,
is a
this
big
is the
Yeah,
class.
I figured
Oh,
this is what
yeah.
you guys like.
And so like we
Please don't
bumped-
put this after streetcar because I
we
want to
bumped-
watch this class.
No one in the world doesn't like watching stick shift.
Yeah,
It's
like if you don't like
impossible.
stick shift racing, you're sick.
yeah, there's something.
Is this one of the biggest payouts I think I've seen for a stick
So
shift
we
race?
bumped it up this year because I want to see more of like the big dogs come out.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that that's the case.
It's a
There is
big
no
field.
excuse. There is no. If you have a race car at home that runs, and you fit any of these classes, there's no excuse
yeah.
not to be on property racing
I don't
because the
think that-
payouts. I mean,
Yeah.
they're huge.
The only one I don't think that Red Demon signed up. I don't know if they got scared off by
Yeah.
Joel Granis or Atkins or something, but I was a little surprised to see that they didn't sign up.
I think maybe it's a last minute deal.
Those
Is-
I saw him out
Didn't he-
racing.
Didn't
That
he
car's
just?
super
Didn't he just
fast.
break at the DSM race?
It's a DSM. If it breaks, you fix it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they break it
That's
everywhere.
fair.
I wonder
going-
if they
it's
just
going
broke
to break.
something
Yeah,
that
you
they
have,
can't
going to
get.
break.
you have spare everything.
He's done 360s on the tree. Like it's like looped around the tree, I think. But
That dude's wild to drive
Yeah.
that thing.
How about Joel Granis with the compound setup coming out? For,
Yeah,
I,
that's gonna be
I
really
like
cool.
seeing that.
he's
That's
got
gonna be
some
really
figuring
cool.
out to do.
And we got our boy
Well,
Tonsky
they
on that.
already have the truck.
Yeah, I don't
right?
think he's got that much figured
Yeah.
out to do because he's the truck that Delgado tunes.
I think clutch.
They
would be
know the
biggest thing.
chassis. They know
Yeah.
the
Right.
clutching.
Yeah, but that clutch is already figured out.
Yeah, but not for that much power down low. Like you think
It
about
might
it.
it might be what he needs to
Yeah,
be
but
more
you're not,
consistent.
so the thing is that no matter what, you're leaving with a lot of RPM in that car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but is he gonna have to leave that high anymore? That changes the clutch setup.
If he
more than
doesn't,
anything.
if he
It's
doesn't, it's
those
going to work
sprung
better
weights.
for him.
Yeah,
Because that's what I've watched him physically blow a clutch apart in the first 20 foot of a race because
Yeah.
of how high he's revving that thing up.
Yeah, so we got Joe Granis, Jonathan Atkins.
Yeah, Tonsky's
was
coming
our
out.
That was our final last year.
Josh
Yeah.
Tonsky.
Tonsky's
Josh-
coming
he's got
out.
the-
His
the
car
new
is
car.
not slow.
Yeah.
Jonathan Rogers.
Ooh, John Rogers. Yeah.
John
He's my
Rogers.
boy. He's coming to win.
That's a good car. I mean,
That's a
Consistent car. Ain't got to be the fastest, and he's got a consistency down.
Well, that's one thing I like about stick shift racing. And then Leroy's.
yeah.
Leroy's, yeah, he's coming.
Leroy's in. So like, all right, everybody. I'm very loyal to my friends, but and this has nothing to do with Garrett. Do not count Leroy out.
You can't.
no, you can't.
Leroy,
I have
Leroy,
seen-
Leroy is hardcore.
I have seen in all of my years of racing more people get shook by a single car than Leroy.
Yeah.
dude.
For
I'm shook. I'm not
something
even in the same
about it,
class.
something about that car, dude, it just
that's-
shakes people.
We've
It's,
talked about this before. That car has this intangible thing
You
that
just
it
can't-
wins races.
Yeah.
It just does.
It
Yeah,
just
but look
wins
at those
races.
mile an hours from last year too.
Oh yeah, 221,
221, 213.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joel and Jonathan.
And I think did
Garrett and Jonathan raced last
They
year
did.
in the El Camino.
El
version.
wait,
Camino.
Can we
but-
bring that up?
I
Let's
almost
finish stick, and then I want to
Yeah,
go back
yeah.
to that.
All right,
we
all right,
gotta
all right.
bring that up.
But So Atkins has the stick shift record, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Granis is like right behind him trying
Right
to get
behind
him.
him.
Granis, as you can see, carries a lot more mile an hour.
Yeah.
Because he's got some more horsepower. But you cannot sleep on Atkins. That boy has
No,
done
no.
some
And
stuff.
Atkins
With the
is
Gen 1 small block, he has done some stuff.
He's a driver too.
Yeah.
He is a driver. Car's
Yeah.
deadly consistent.
Yeah,
It works in
car's
the
super
heat
consistent.
and at night.
He's a great drag racer.
He is.
So
he is.
he's another hard guy to beat. But just
Old
don't
school.
count. Just,
And he
all
just
I'm
made-
telling you is don't count out Leroy.
Him and his pops
I don't
are
know
old school
why
with it.
I've seen Leroy win so many races it wasn't supposed to win.
I mean, it's beating Granis every time it's sat next to it.
Do you guys have Pete coming out?
Pete will be here.
Pete.
That helps. I mean, having
Yeah.
the tuner on call for both cars on
Yeah,
site.
new bullet. I mean, first time at an FL2k with the new suspension and everything too. So it's
Yeah, because it didn't make it last year.
no.
Don't
I mean,
count
we've
out
been
my boy,
the thing is, we've been 701 at 193. I want to say
Yeah.
testing. So, and that's what the motor we got can take all of it. So
You can't count out my boy Bryant though, because he's lucked his way into
A win.
a win at TX2K, going like what 860.
Yeah. No, 820. It's fast
820,
as fast.
and he won the unlimited at
But
TX2K.
I mean, yeah, let's talk about stick shift racing.
That's-
Miles Kerr won TX2K.
Yeah.
He beat
Yeah.
Joel Granis.
Yeah.
yeah.
that's the thing. It.
Like
I mean,
stick shift racing,
you have
is
to
literally
survive.
like what I was saying
It's
earlier.
the most highs and lows you'll ever have in
what I
any
was saying
race.
earlier about like anybody could win. Stick
Yeah.
shift racing is like
That definition.
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
literally it. Like
And
it does
Miles'
not
car,
matter.
like that car, like they were hoping for sevens every pass,
Yeah.
right? Like it wasn't
Yeah.
like a consistent 7-second car. They were like, if it was sevens, that was like the.
And let's be honest,
right
it's not
there.
like a real drag car. Like it is now.
No,
Like
yeah,
it's
but I
gotten
mean-
more to that point. But I mean, like the car is like aero.
It's not a
right?
dedicated
like, yeah.
drag car.
Well, it might have been the Evo that.
No, he.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, it was the
Evo.
Integra.
It was
Oh, it was
in
the
his Integra,
I thought it was
yeah.
Evo.
And he beat
With
Joel in
active
the
aero.
semis, I think, or was it? No, they didn't even meet in the finals. I think they met in the semis.
Semis. Yeah, because he raced. I think it was Josh. Was it no? It was the Corvette, and I thought it was hurt. It was down a cylinder.
Oh,
Two
I think it
cylinders.
was
it was that
Sean
white
Madden.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sean,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It
Which
was
he's
down-
another one.
Dude, Sean Madden,
You
super
can't sleep on
fast.
him.
Ryan with the
Yep.
black vet,
Four-link,
super
yeah.
fast. Yeah.
That
Yeah, the
four-link
Fuel
vet's
Tech,
real nice.
the Fuel Tech black one.
Well, I think Jonathan Grubworm got a new front end and like got some new work done on that thing.
Hey, you
It
can't-
looks-
Did
yeah.
he trick us and tell us he was all going auto at some point? Am I like
Yeah, he said that, and I don't
He
think it ever
definitely said
happened.
that.
It
I
never
remember
happened.
seeing a picture of that thing with an
No.
M&M shifter in
Dude,
it.
can
and
you
he's here.
imagine that car auto?
No.
Though? Look what it does with the stick
I
shift.
can't
It'd be
imagine.
spicy.
It's foul.
It'd be super spicy. But actually, you know what though? It might be faster with a stick.
It might be because
Yeah.
it's so figured out.
Well, that and like it's a small motor with a huge turbo.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be
Converter.
easier to make it get off the line.
It take a lot of converted testing
Yeah.
to get it to work with an auto.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Sean's car last year, Sean Madden, who we were talking about, I think he pulled up with one spark plug wasn't in the car, and it was just like,
Yeah, he had a dead hole. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's still trying to make a lick. And it
He's coming
ran.
out-
It
but
just
he's coming out here
wasn't
swinging.
enough.
Like he's
He's
working
been
on this car.
fast.
dude,
Yeah,
my boy
it's-
Kyle
it's
Wade,
new.
Kyle Wade
Yeah.
in the hatch, boosted boys,
Yep.
he'll make
Is this
something
gonna
happen
be?
in that.
Is this going to be a split field class?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
this
I
is
got-
split. So on the website it only shows 2, but I made a couple posts and I said this and I left it open. If we get enough cars, we'll split it into 3. And as of now, if everybody shows up, we'll have enough cars to
For
split
3
into
stick
3.
shift
Yeah.
classes.
That's-
Yeah.
3 would be
And
great.
that's
That would be sick.
And it's,
Three
it's
stick-
another
three
one of those
stick
classes.
classes?
The more cars that show up, the better off you are.
So if you're
Yeah.
listening to this on Monday and you're debating on showing up because
I
you're
think
looking
it's
at
like
this
one
list,
spot left.
you
It's
better
like,
show
yeah.
up. But some
Yeah.
people may have even bought in. And they're like, oh, you know.
Oh yeah, you show up, man.
With,
You
better
with the
show up.
sponsor, where's Mark on this? I haven't seen him on the sheets. I thought
he's
he
running
was
all-wheel
going to.
drive.
Oh, is that where he's at?
Sequential trans. He's running all-wheel drive versus DCT, which is another awesome class.
That's another awesome class.
I know my buddy Mike Vargas said that he sold his tech card to a R34 GTR that's all-wheel drive stick shift.
Red car?
I don't know.
The
He
one that
didn't
was on like
say.
one of the TRC videos or something?
There's a good chance. I mean, it's
It was
a
drag racing.
big power
But I think I think
R34.
that one was sequential.
You're right.
I think it was.
I don't know. He may show
Get
up
that
and
outta
realize
here.
that
You don't
he
need that
couldn't.
in the stick
Yeah,
class. Get that out of here.
Well, there's always debate about that too.
cheated
Even
up stick
Jonathan
shift racing.
Rogers,
Nah,
he had
which-
some. There was some back and
he's-
forth.
His wasn't
Was that a
sequential.
gated? Was that a gated setup or something?
Can't say.
Can't say.
That answers it.
240SX Brotherhood.
That's my boys, dude. Just come to
He's over here
win.
doing this the whole time, but he's making it look like an H pattern.
Yeah.
It
Another-
wiggles.
another one you can't
It
count
wiggled when it went side to side.
Yeah, he
That's
put a
all you
1 through
need.
5 ball on top and said it's good.
Another car you can't count out though, and I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think they've been 6s yet, or have. No, they haven't.
Which one?
Jonathan Rogers.
Yeah.
No, haven't been, but that car just works.
But not even. But I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see.
I'm happy that car stick shift again.
Yeah.
It was a sad
Stick
time in
shift
my
needed
life.
it.
Yeah.
And honestly, he did it right when like Atkins was saying he was gonna go auto, and right when it was like stick shift was like in this weird like lull, and like
it got too fast, too quick, and like people
he
were like, "Oh, I'm
tried
gonna pull back."
He just didn't. He didn't like it. He's like, I gotta go back to stick shift racing. Got to do it.
It just feels right with that car.
Yeah.
What's his name? Joel with the other Mustang that they're building is going to be a real heavy hitter too.
I just was surprised to see Joel Steele.
Joel Steele.
His Pro Mod Mustang.
Yeah. That's a Pro Mod Mustang.
That thing's
Right there, outlaw. That's
Outlaw.
right now.
Outlaw.
Yeah.
That thing's.
But like,
be
so
pretty
the
nice.
reality is, for stick shift racing in general, we need more cars like that.
Yeah.
Because we need this class to be 16 outlaw cars.
Yeah.
And then it creates more of a chance for the regular stick shift.
I'm just glad to see stick shift going in the direction it is, where because 3 years ago stick shift you had 2-3 guys that were top dogs, and it deterred a lot of people away from stick shift racing. But now there's 8, 9, 10 cars that are
because you have World Cup
fast.
Finals is doing stick shift racing, TX2K is doing stick shift racing, Streetcar Takeover does stick shift racing, FL2k.
it's back growing.
So now these guys have opportunities and they're coming out the woodworks.
That's good to see.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's all a part of my master plan.
Yeah.
Like I've been preaching
because
this
it did
for
a
years.
wave. Stick shift racing did a wave in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
5 years ago it was full fields, fast cars,
But listen,
and then
FL2K. If you go in the stands for stick shift racing, it's the most live that it gets.
just like the front wheel drive stuff.
That's like it is.
Dude,
wild.
Just like front wheel drive stuff, it's anybody's race.
People get so pumped for stick shift racing.
yeah.
I'm gonna put a stick shift.
Do you know what Tonsky's
You have the silver car. I've been.
He's
trying to
bringing
get you
his
to-
car, his Mustang.
So Tonsky's bringing that red Fox body because they also have that.
It
Or
is.
That
Which
thing
I
has
heard-
some-
I'm
that thing
pretty
has
sure
some
it's-
mile
he's
an
coming,
hour.
right?
Oh, he's coming.
It's done.
Oh, he's coming. He's testing. He's going to be here early. He's putting in the work. That's the thing about him. He don't race much.
But when he does,
Maybe one time, 2 if you're lucky a year.
shout out for coming to FL2K.
He's coming
That's a drive.
and he comes prepared.
Yeah.
He'll come. He'll
always
test.
fast.
He'll put in the grind. He'll put in the work, and he's always fast.
So who's driving all these cars for you guys?
Me,
Because you guys have like 18 cars.
me and
Every
the boss
class
man,
are like,
dude.
yeah, they got a car in that. So what, you guys are running Leroy?
We're running
Mullet,
Leroy, Mullet,
McFlurry,
McFlurry, which
you're-
is coming out debuting something. You'll see that at FL2K. You guys want to see something cool? Come watch
I get
McFlurry.
nervous every time.
And then the old trusty steed, the Blazer. And then I got something coming too for FL2K. So we got 5 cars on property.
and you're driving in two classes, and
In
Garrett's
two different
driving
classes.
in 2 classes,
And then
George is driving
the
one.
Blazer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And George, he's got a
George
he's gotta
won,
come,
yeah.
He won last
Yeah,
year.
he won last
He's
year.
got to
gotta defend his
defend it.
title.
That or go out first round because that's usually what happens in situations like that.
Yeah.
It's
either win or
hard.
go out.
That's,
Come on, man. You're not
I mean, I
supposed
got
to say
faith in my
that.
boy. That's another card. People
If
get
he goes out
shook.
first round and he just comes up and punches you, you deserve it.
People get shook in that Blazer dude because
hasn't
it's
been out
so
in a while.
obnoxious. No, it's dusty. It needs
It's
some
the same
sand
thing when
blow.
you like go like 00 something on the light. You're like, oh yeah, next one's red. And it's
Yeah,
like, thanks,
Yeah.
bud.
00 something is almost red.
Yeah.
People don't understand.
You can go.
and I'm all about like good lights. I bully people that don't cut good lights. I
Yeah.
really do. 00 something is almost red.
Yeah, you
Dial it back a little bit.
You almost
Yeah,
went too
yeah,
fast.
Yeah.
0.01 something.
Yeah.
Dial it back a little
Yeah.
bit.
Well, what's next on here? No time.
My people.
No time shootout. Are you running that, James?
Yes, I am.
There's pretty open class. You pretty much can do whatever you want in this class. Right?
Show up with enough safety
wheelbase.
gear to
If you've
look
got a-
safe enough.
If you've got a,
Look safe enough.
if you've got a 28 and you can't have dual power adders unless it's a 6-cylinder, or 6 or smaller, you need it.
They need
You
it.
have to have it.
Yeah, Jim, come on, be nice.
Yeah.
Is that dual power outer in street car too? Was he allowed to run that?
Yeah. They need them. Them
guy.
2Js.
They need
They
it.
need it.
Yeah,
But not,
man.
4 cylinders need it.
Yeah.
2Js need it. Which there's a lot of fast 4-cylinder cars coming out too. A lot of people putting K series in that and all kinds of things.
I can tell you. I mean, the K series makes some power,
Yeah.
And they're easy to pull out when they inevitably
and they're
break.
cheap.
There's some heavy hitters in no time.
Yeah,
Yeah, but no
is John
time.
Odom is
Yeah, what is that? Is that like
Yeah, I
the John
seen that
Odom?
on there. I was like,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I saw that on there too, and I was like, "What the hell is that?"
what is he gonna
Because
bring?
he doesn't fit.
or is there a different person
But
that
he doesn't
also has
fit.
that name?
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
where's the 28?
Is it just a coincidence on
Different car.
naming, or is he showing up with something? Does he have something?
I don't know.
I don't know. So I was curious about that. I mean, you got some hit. I mean, you got Scott Husted making a return in his car.
Yeah.
Yep.
Austin
And I mean,
Pruitt,
that's
Curtis.
Yeah,
a big
Austin
deal.
Pruitt. Don't
Austin
sleep on
Pruitt,
Sleep.
dude, that
Which
is
car
a
is that one?
fast car.
That's a
That's that Blue Fox.
Blue
Fox.
Fox body.
Single turbo
He races
deal.
a lot,
Yep.
too.
Troy Perez, he's not on here, but with Envy, the
Is
new
Dusty Rhodes on
another
here?
fast car.
Yeah. Curtis.
Yep,
the-
Curtis.
Yeah,
that
Curtis is on there. That's an
Dewey
impressive.
with the white truck. They're supposed to be bringing that. The
Oh.
white compound turbo truck.
Yeah,
Ooh, I want to
fast.
see that.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be here.
And then, I mean, Dusty Rhodes. You got a lot of people on this list. Dusty Rhodes.
Rick Prospero going no time racing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
interesting.
wonder if it's with the new car.
Yeah, is it with the
Coming to
RX-7?
shake it down.
True.
No, because he was building
Got
something
a
new.
truck apparently of some sort.
Yeah.
Truck?
I think.
I'm gonna agree with you on that. He hasn't said or posted anything, but when he was explaining what he was building to me, I said, you're going S10 route, and he just gave me that look. He didn't say yes or no, but he gave me the look, and I had a strong feeling that that's what they're doing.
just
When
like,
I talked to them, they were
lightweight.
like much longer wheelbase.
Yeah,
I was like, okay.
and I said, dude.
Oh, and you know who else signed up for this since this list was printed? John Dock.
oh,
yeah,
the white car.
yeah,
Dang, your
bring old
boy.
Slick Rick.
Yeah, I didn't think he'd ever come back to Bradenton.
Is
but
he bringing
on his
Slick?
way.
I mean,
Rick.
Slick Rick looks like a killer.
I mean, it looks.
It's
It
a
looks
combo
like
that
it.
What,
I
a
mean,
481X?
all I
in
know
there?
is Troy Perez is looking for him, and I mean, looking.
hey, I would like
This
to see.
weekend?
I would like to see that
He out
go
there
down.
looking?
He's looking for him at FL2k23.
I would like to see that go down.
He's looking for him in the
Maybe
daytime
round
with a
3,
flashlight.
daytime.
With a flashlight.
Okay,
He's on it. He's
round 2
Dude,
qualifying.
He's on.
He's on it.
He's on him.
Man, I really like that Dusty Rhodes car. It just seems to always
car works.
perform
That
so
car-
That
well.
goes down, and that car's not. That car's
So
fast.
that car
I don't know,
there.
that's the best part about it is though, like
It
we
came-
can look at this race and all we can really tell you is like, man, that car looks really fast. This guy's really good. We don't know. Like none of us know. What's
I just
gonna
like it
happen.
because it's coyote.
Where's my
powered.
boy
Curtis-
Joey Salsa?
300, 300 cubic inch.
Curtis with Dusty Rhodes. That car came
Yes.
out, and I was like, "Oh, that's just your average, single turbo
but he
Coyote."
did good in no
And then
time last
he
year.
went fast,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "My lord!" Now it's got a front end
twin
on it,
turbo.
twins,
He beat
and
David Varner last
yeah,
year.
he's the one who got David
I
Varner.
remember they took off and I almost turned around to walk away 'cause I thought Varner won. And he
Yeah,
flew past.
just top end him. That Coyote power, dude.
Well, even
10,000.
But it's all right.
I'm
We-
over you guys.
We nipped them last year. We went ahead and made sure I didn't get the win.
Is
We took him in
Dealman
Chris's
racing?
car.
He says he is. He hasn't signed
Okay.
up yet, but he said he was.
Well,
Yeah, there's a lot of these no time guys are
Yeah,
the kind of
these
guys
guys
that
are,
just
yeah,
show
like,
up. They have
show up,
raced
yeah.
by the
Turbo
tech
B is
car.
supposed to be racing.
Turbo B,
yeah.
Tedeschi, who won it
Yep,
last
yep,
year, is supposed to
Tedeschi,
come
yep.
out.
wow, this is
They're
gonna
all-
be a really
Did
good
Turbo B
no-time
make some
race.
changes? Is
Yeah.
that why
I
the
haven't
car's
seen
been
Turbo
down?
B's car in a while.
I thought-
though.
Yeah,
I
they
thought he
made,
was
they
making
made some few
changes.
changes.
Yeah.
But I mean, even like Curtis, he just showed up twin turbo, spindle mount front wheels, one piece, no stuff like that. He's putting it in. That car is getting faster. It was
He's
an
got
already
10,000
fast car.
reasons to get after it.
Yeah.
So,
So I mean, it's
There is no shortage
this
of money
list
given
is-
out of this
yeah.
race.
nah,
No
and like,
shortage.
but also like to me, like I don't know, man. Like, don't get me wrong, I go to every race to win, but when there's money on the line, I'm not leaving anything to chance.
no.
I'm
That's
leaving
why
it
you
all out
see
there.
me underdog in this no time class, calling out the fastest guy
right.
first round every time. Because it's my only shot at winning.
I'll pencil you in here.
Yeah.
When I'm in the stands, or like from as a fan, when I put myself in the stands, I want the racers to have every reason to just put on a show, give me everything
Yeah.
they got, and they have every reason to do that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
No, this will be a
I
good
love it.
class to be in the stands for
And-
as well.
Payout versus tech card price too.
Yeah.
Some of these tech card prices are getting a little crazy.
Yeah, no, I've seen some races where it's like $1,000 for a tech
Yeah.
card.
Yeah. No.
I mean, we charge $1,000 for a tech card at Snowbirds, but you win 50 grand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And
different.
second or 52, and then second place.
Yeah.
Different caliber
10
of
or
cars
15
too,
Yeah,
though.
for sure. But like, I don't think you'll ever see our
300.
tech
Just
card
you got to
for
ask yourself
$300.
this: would you gamble 300 to win 10 grand? Knowing
ti-
the
every
only
time.
thing, the only thing is you. You have
Well,
to.
think about it. You have to flip 4 quarters.
Yeah.
It's 4 rounds of racing.
You have to show
flip a
up, be
quarter
on your
4
game.
times. You entry fee is $300. You flip a quarter 4 times.
I mean, I'd
you
flip
win
a
10
quarter
grand.
right now for $300. You know, that's what I'm saying. You know,
For 10? Oh,
and
my
then
God.
to win 10,
Yeah, so, yeah, I'm with you. I'm with
repeat. All you got to do.
Odds are good.
you. Yeah, and I mean, drag racing. I tell you it all the time. People don't want to listen. There's
I mean, I
only
dusted.
one way to win, and there's a million ways to lose.
I've had a car sitting for a year. I dusted the cobwebs off for that right there. 10 grand.
We'll see.
10 grand.
Won it before. Don't count my boy out.
And this is the only 8th mile class too, right?
Yeah.
So the only 8th mile class of the deal, and probably potentially the fastest cars on property as well in
Could
this
be.
class.
Yeah, you look at them, yeah, you would
There's a
think
good
so.
chance.
Yeah. Dude, some of these no-time cars are getting out of hand.
It's.
They go down the track, and I just shake my head like, jeez.
I mean, even the street
Like, oh,
style
cool, you did
class
Pro
that came out.
275. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Drop down a class.
We'll see John Odom out here with his.
That car's going to look funny with a 28.
And no bars.
No, you
Back
run-
bumper's going to be on the
Oh, yeah,
ground.
oh, yeah, prohibited.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
yeah,
right.
no
You can't
bars.
even run a bar. Nah,
Yeah.
he ain't coming. Not with that car.
I don't even
Batteries.
understand.
He's gonna be like everyone in Radio vs. the World flipping over backwards the first time out.
Is the no peckers 45 inches? Is that from Perez's?
Yeah, you have to do that.
Well, his $300 got us talking about it. Even if he doesn't
Hey,
show
good
up.
investment, yeah. Check out his website. Find out
Yeah.
the merch.
Yeah.
No Prep Kings guy. I think he goes by the CEO. So,
Jesus.
I mean, it's going to be a good class. I'm excited for this one.
There hasn't been a class
Good.
that we haven't touched base on that isn't going to be good racing. Every single one of them so far is
Yeah,
gonna
this
be,
is cool because like my head is just focused on getting the event done and all the details and everything. So like to take this step back and look and be like, damn, like there's some gangsters coming to this
Caliber
race.
of cars is just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
Through the
personally
roof.
gotten gapped by Scott Houston, and I know that thing's real fast.
I've been saying LDR car.
They say
you know?
they say it's a different car now, and it
Really?
looks different too.
Yeah.
That's
New-
what
I
all
believe-
Fox bodies say when they paint them. It's a different car.
totally new.
I don't know
painted
what to
it.
tell you. The
I mean,
car
he
looks-
hasn't raced
car
in a
looks-
year.
The car looks completely different.
Wow.
It's not the same. It could
Because he's
from
had
what
that
they say,
other
it's
car
not the
for a
same
while,
car.
right?
Well, his other
that
car,
thing's been-
his other car is a Camaro. He's got a 69 Camaro. He used to race in 10.5. That he used to, radial tire race, 10.5 race, and did stuff like that with. But then he bought the Mustang roller I'm talking years ago, and
I
has
think
been
it's
racing
been
that
around
ever
forever.
since.
But I don't
So-
know. I don't think that car had a really nice paint job. I don't think he's gonna just. Paint
I
it
was
for one
shocked. I
race.
seen the other day. I was out there testing in
Yeah,
Bradenton. I
don't
seen
think
it roll
would
by.
paint
It was
that car
all
nice.
black.
I wouldn't paint that car for one race. I don't
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it definitely had it looked like an old car that ran 5 years ago. It had all like the design on it, right? We're
Yeah.
talking about
Yeah.
that same car. Yeah. It just, I mean, you could tell this car is seasoned of racing.
Yeah.
Like it had that feel to it when
Yeah.
you pulled up next
Had
to
a
it. And
little
it had
nostalgia.
Yeah.
paint job.
12 lights out stickers on the bumper. I pulled up next to him. I'm like, this guy's got every lights out sticker on the back. Like, I'm done.
Yeah.
There's no
I mean, I was
shot.
shocked when I seen the all black car. I was like, is this?
Yeah, so I only saw pictures of it. I don't know, but
I seen it in person. It sits a lot like the old car. I don't know.
see.
We'll have to see.
call him out first round. Let's find out.
Yeah,
I mean, don't tell me the good time. I got the best odds first round. You know what I'm saying? I got the best odds.
So, so no time being pretty much, I mean, it's going to all be 28-inch radials.
Mm-hmm.
So no time on Sunday morning, a lot of upsets.
Lot.
And it's a chip draw. So you could pick like your 5 cars that you think are going to win. They could all race each other first round.
First round.
Like,
Game over.
Yeah, like
Well, not only that, they got to
I
race
love-
themselves before they got to worry about who they're racing. Because
Right.
you can be the baddest guy in no time, but if you go out there and
But
kick
I'm
the
saying,
tire
like,
first
so if
round,
you could pick your 2 favorites, and they could be the 2 fastest during testing, let's say, but
they might
could
end up
race
being
each other first round.
Yeah.
It's a chip draw.
they might pair first round.
So it really no time is anybody's race to win. And earlier I talked about it. Cy took that wagon to the final.
To the finals, yeah.
So
You don't got to be the fastest.
and
to
I
win.
mean, if I had to like walk through the pits and pick a car to go home first round, it was the wagon.
yeah.
know?
Yeah, it was the complete underdog at that deal.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the way underdog.
Yeah.
But
And I think they just ran no time because they didn't fit anywhere else. and they were like, all right, we're on no time.
well, that's why Dealman's always successful with his car, because even when he ran it with the old turbo setup, it wasn't making that much power, but it always was just consistent.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it
That's
was
all you got to do.
that heat of the day consistency when you're
Well, it's the whole thing, right? You got to show up to win.
Yeah, you can't
show
win.
up.
You can't win
Yeah.
sitting
Can't
behind the
win from
laptop or the keyboard.
Can't
That
win
is
with
true.
I should have went. Would have been good.
That could have been my race. Yeah, it can't be a race. You don't show up.
This one's interesting. All-wheel drive versus DCT Pro. Well, there's
But yeah,
they're
it's just
both
it gets
together.
split up into groups.
Yeah, there's
But
2 different
if you
classes.
look at this lineup of cars, this is going to be a sick race.
This
200 mile an hour last year.
the variety of car too. Is,
Not.
Yeah, and my thing is that it really there's probably 10 or 15 cars that will all go 740s.
Yeah, they're
So that
not
just
slow
makes
cars.
good racing. Yeah. But just it's crazy because with so few rules, they're so close.
Yeah.
The fast cars, at least. And then again, the more cars that show up, the better. And there's a ton. I mean, look at this list.
Yeah, this is probably the most DCT all-wheel drive cars I've seen.
Yeah,
there's
on
a
a,
mix
on
of
a
the
list.
A-
So we'll
90.
split it into 2 or 3 cars, or 2 or 3 classes, depending how many cars show up. But yeah, I mean, you got Mark Podkowick in here, GP1 Racing.
That's what I think is going to.
Yeah,
He's
who
been
are we looking at? What kind of
730s.
cars?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been 730s.
And he
now.
races. He's
Yep. Felix Fabello, he's got an R8 that went 7.4, 200.
Is this on a pro tree?
This is a sportsman tree.
This is a sportsman tree.
You got to give them
That's
GTR guys a
DCT.
sport. Yeah, they got to have it.
DCT.
I didn't know that.
But that evens it
That's
up.
gonna-
Now you have cars. So before
That's going to mess up a lot of the other guys.
Before, if you had a GTR that went 740s, you had to race a guy that went 8
Yeah.
that went on a pro tree. Now
Yeah.
it's pretty close.
that would be interesting.
And do the new
Daniel
GT500s
Rodriguez,
fit in this
Frustrate.
too?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Right?
they do.
Yeah.
Frustrate. He's been 730s as well.
Yeah.
He's in here. There's that guy. He's on Instagram, Tech. He won the reunion, I think. He's got a B series all-wheel drive car. He went 740s. Azier Torres is in here. I mean, this class is going to be sick. Clayton Gerhold, his car's really fast, R8.
Crazy things happen on the tree on these
Kevin
classes.
Stowe's car is fast. It's going to be a good one.
The tree is so much going on these deals. I mean, even last year I was watching at World Cup, like some of the GTRs just, 3/10 on cars and they're losing to them.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's tough. It's tough to...
Caesar from Jersey with the green GTR, he goes like 740s.
Yeah,
It's going to be a good class.
Yeah, a lot of like Honda's all-wheel drive versus like supercars.
Well, and that's what I like about this class is that, like it could be an all-wheel drive Honda against an R8 or a GTR or Huracan or something like that. And it's going to be a side-by-side race.
Yeah, it's anybody's
race.
race.
It's going to be a nail-biter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some of these cars, like you said, they put up crazy mile an hour. So it's like, World Cup finals. You go to World Cup, the most fun thing to watch is Super Street because at half track, the Hondas are always behind, but it doesn't mean that they lost. And then at the end, you're looking at the win line like, who won?
I love watching at World Cup at the finish line because it's the race. That's where the race happens.
World Cup was the first time I ever raced somebody that I legitimately didn't know if I won or lost. It was the first time I was running the FL2k Civic.
Yeah.
I ran Len Bacon. He had an RX-7.
Oh, yeah.
And I went like 8:13 and he went like 8:16 or something like that. And we were close on the tree. But half track, this dude had like 2 car lengths on me.
Yeah.
And I was reeling him in. And like at the end, I'm like, did I catch him in time?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm like,
did I run out of room or did I get him?
No idea. I got my stuff. I was like, damn, I thought I got him.
That happened to me last year at World Cup in the Camaro against Phillips. I literally could not tell from inside the car who got at the stripe. It took him 1,313 feet to catch me. But when he caught me, it was like I was tied to a stump. I was like, what just happened?
Yeah. But it's fun to watch. And I think all the classes have been that way so far.
Yeah. It's definitely something to tune into for sure. That's why I wanted to go through all these because people may not realize that there's so much action packed in these ladders here.
Our boy Chase is in there.
Yeah,
too?
Chase is on here.
Chase is in there.
He ain't coming.
What is he bringing? The GTR?
I don't know.
See, the thing is, too, is like you guys hear say a lot.
He might sell the GTR today, so who knows?
Yeah, you never know that guy. But you guys hear say a lot, the splitting of the classes. What that does, though, is it gives, these classes are big, and it gives the guys that have the similar cars a fighting chance to win a race.
Yeah.
And it leads to, you're like, oh, well, that leaves, only 8 cars in a class, but it leaves you 8 cars that are fighting to win instead of having to have that defeat of, I got to race as fast as guy.
It makes it where, because a lot of people, they always feel like, oh man, I have no shot. But like,
it gives everyone a shot.
You have this hope that the more cars that show up, literally the better odds you have.
Yeah, if you look at the ladder and there's you and 8 other guys or you and 7 other guys that have similar build cars, like, oh, I have to race another FBO GTR, second round. Oh, it's anybody. It gives you that little bit of extra want to want to come out and race.
And like the DCT stuff and the all-wheel drive stuff, like, it's similar to like stick shift in the sense of like all the all-wheel drive cars, they're launched on a clutch and they have issues sometimes too.
Yeah.
The DCT cars, they do funny shit sometimes too and they have issues. So like
you never know.
You never know who's gonna win.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes you sit on that like whatever it is, like their 2-step that they
like
have, and it's too long, and it's just 1 second too long, and then you lose it right when you're about to have to have to let off.
Peter's like, maybe next time.
Anytime 2 cars pull up for that class, it's anyone's race to win.
Well, it gets away from that like TX2K deal where it was GTR1, GTR2, GTR3, because now it's just like throw it all
Victor's
in.
favorite.
Well, not even that.
Tractor 1, Tractor 2, Tractor 3.
PTSD, you're like
just tractors all day long.
Well, the mix of this being with all-wheel drive Hondas in it now too is you can have an all-wheel drive Honda that can kill the tree, and then miss second or third gear.
Yeah.
It's like it's going to be crazy to watch.
And like Azier Torres went like at the reunion, he went like 7, like a really low 7. And that guy with the all-wheel drive Honda Tech that I mentioned earlier, he went like 740s and he won.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you think we'll see a 6 in this class?
It's possible, but I don't think so.
I mean, 198, 730 last year.
It's a heavy car getting
heavy,
there.
man.
Yeah.
What do one of those Lambos weigh like that? Like 4,000 pounds, 4,200 pounds?
They're at least mid-3s.
Yeah.
3,500.
I mean, none of the cars really 60 foot, and that's where all that ET's coming from, right? Like they're
But I mean,
kind
still
of stuck.
730, 720s at 200 mile an hour.
Although, if that Speed Factory car showed up, it went like a 113 or 111 60 foot all-wheel drive car. I was like,
that's a hell of a haul.
That's a
I don't know
haul.
if they're coming, but it would be
Yeah,
sick
but
if
then they go
did.
to World Cup, so they could they're already on this coast.
Halfway there.
But really, that makes it more difficult.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do? Come here, go all the way back to Washington State, and then come back to Maryland?
No, you leave your rig out here. And
I
then
mean,
you-
that sounds
the
good on
top
paper.
end is where everybody
And then you
leaves
got
their stuff
your
at the
whole
end of the year.
crew. You got to fly them back
Yeah, it
and
sounds
fly
good on
back
paper,
in,
but
then
it
drive.
ain't easy.
it would be cool.
It would be super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this will be a
I'll let
fun
them know
class.
that you'll drive their rig from Florida to Maryland.
Oh,
for
they'll
them.
come
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice setup. Not gonna
I'll drive
lie,
it.
looks fine.
Yeah, it does seem pretty comfortable in there.
Probably fit my car too, so I can just take it with me.
Well, they got a couple of customers that are like, kind of like arrive and drive type of customers, I think, too. So that probably helps their program a little bit.
Yeah.
You guys have some of those at induction, right? Arrive and fly, or
No.
fly in and drive the car.
No.
It's just
Everything's
Victor.
ready to
Erase our
go.
own
Victor's
stuff.
the only
It's
one
too
that flies in.
much.
and drives-
I don't even get to. It's too much.
That's the deal to have right there. I think I just had both classes in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
But look,
820
that's
in
cool.
B
Yeah,
class.
820 in the B class.
Yeah.
Won the race. 814 was the low ET.
I mean, that right there shows you.
A 2017 Audi.
Look at all the different names from top speed to the champion.
Yep.
Not one
Yeah.
guy who was number one qualifier or low ET or number one qualifier did win the race, but there's not a single guy that
Hefner
went
won that
fast
race?
that won the thing.
Yeah, he
you know
won
what I'm
last
saying?
year. Yeah.
Well, there's Audis, there's the R8s, and then there's also a bunch of those. What other Audis are there that show up? Those
The
like
RS3?
RS3s. Yeah,
Yep,
there's a
yep,
few of
yep.
those that show up.
Some of
Those
those
are pretty
things
cool.
are fast.
We need more of those to show up.
Yeah, those things are rowdy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
But
those
again,
are
these
fun.
are the all-wheel drivers DCT thing is pretty young, pretty new, but it fits a lot, so it'll grow.
But for
It'll-
being
it'll
as
be
young
good.
as it is, it's got a ton of cars.
No, for sure. And my point is, it's just going to continue
Yeah.
to grow.
Well, that DCT platform is becoming like the next best thing for these high-end performance cars,
Yeah.
you know? So now it's giving those guys who have the money to build one of those style cars a place to race it.
Yeah.
That's not roll racing. You
Well,
know?
and
These are
there's
the
so
these are
many
the
doesn't have a
men. These are the
DCT
men
now,
that have the
you know?
DCTs that come and actually drag
But
racing.
it's also just really cool to go to the track and watch Huracans and
Yeah.
Porsches.
I can't wait. I
Yeah.
can't wait to see like the fast
RS3s and-
Huracans racing
yeah,
all drive
all racing each
Civics.
other. Like, that's just cool.
It's epic.
And there's a lot of them. There seems to be a lot of twin turbo R8s and
Yeah.
Huracans out
And
there.
you think about like 5 years ago, and then now it's like
And they're drag racing now.
Everyone's
Back
got-
then, they
yeah.
were only roll race. Now they're drag racing. So, yeah.
those
Yeah,
Huracans
back
are
then
tough.
they'd only be like on the highway.
yeah.
They're tough cars, and I mean, what Underground does with their engine combo and stuff, pushed a lot of people. Whether they own an Underground car or not, it pushed a lot of people to get into that platform.
Yeah.
Like even if you
Now,
go to a
Underground
different
is
shop.
definitely like the pioneer of the Lambo
pioneer,
world.
yeah.
And it is what it is.
They put the foot out first.
Big
yeah.
GTR
They're
fans.
the ghosts. Oh, big
Big
GTR.
fans of GTRs as well. They dabble in the GTR stuff.
They come down every winter and test, and every time they come, and they don't play. Like, they come
They come and
to kill.
Yeah.
yeah,
And they say for days, don't they?
They don't play around. They're very serious about their program.
dedicated.
Which is why they don't race a lot. Like, everyone's like, oh, they only go to TX2K. They don't race a lot because to race the way that they do, it's no joke. Like, at TX2K, they'll have, like, 20 customers that arrive and drive. Literally.
yeah.
And, like, it's just it's a lot.
Logistically
lot.
speaking, that
Yeah,
sounds
it's a-
terrible.
It does.
I would not want to be a tuner.
Well, that
I'd be a
DCT
driver for
World
something
Cup
like
caters to those type a lot more.
Yeah.
Like that style of racing where you're, rigs, privacy, catering, like
Yeah.
that
You kind of
style.
have to
Camper,
with that many cars.
powder
like,
room.
It's like
Yeah.
powder
Makeup.
room.
Guy dry
Not gonna lie.
cleaning your suit.
Yeah, you
between
got
passes.
not just a helmet driver, but you got a full suit driver.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, how many rounds is this race? 6. I got 6 suits coming.
The envy is real. So, and then A90 and the B58 is on here next.
Some of those cars have gotten really fast.
I think there's
Yeah,
been a
it's-
Last
790.
year, it's been a there's
Yeah,
been a
like Mike Body
790.
went 790 or something.
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
something like
So
that.
we're talking about the
he-
Supras,
he's-
the new
yeah,
Supra.
Yeah, new Supra, or like the
BMW M something.
M340s, the M3s, because it allows the B58 or S58 engine.
Yep.
So Mike Body's car, he went like 780s the other day, I think.
That's
He's coming. He's a sponsor of the class. East Coast Supra, they went like 8.0.
Yeah.
They're coming.
those cars developed a whole lot faster than I thought they
Oh,
would.
I was so shocked to see this platform come out.
Yeah.
And
And
like,
then
to be fair, it's not an easy platform.
No.
no.
Like the BMW
No.
stuff, you have to jump through hoops.
But not only that, there's always these A90 cars always show up.
Yeah.
There's always at least
And
12,
they don't
14 of
break
them
a
racing.
lot.
They don't.
They don't tear stuff
No.
up. They don't. They're
But
What
it's-
was that one that did
crazy
like the
'cause it's-
wheelie and came down from like
Yeah,
14
yeah,
feet in the
yeah,
air and then
yeah.
drove it off and
But
won?
it's crazy because it's a new platform. That's not an easy one
Yeah.
to turn into a race car. And here they are. They always show up.
They're small cars. People don't realize too.
They're
Like
tiny,
they're
yeah.
tiny
Yeah.
cars.
They're narrow.
I did not realize how small that thing was. Like it's like a proper sports car, not like these big. Like everything's so huge now. When we're looking at like all the new cars, like they're like 240 size.
Why'd you guys have to call him out on the reaction time? Why'd you have to do that to him?
Yeah, a couple of them did put the reaction.
Why do you
time.
gotta do that to him like that?
It was a.
You could have just blacked that part out.
That's it.
Just
That's
really.
not me.
I could have left it not on there too, but they were the only ones that had it. So
But that's
Yeah, leave
it's
it on
tough
there.
because you have to foot brake. There's no trans brake option or anything
Yeah.
like that. And those cars are
Really?
weird to foot brake because you can't like they're almost like the GTR where you can't be on the launch control too long.
yeah.
It's tricky.
Times you
It's
out.
tricky.
Yeah.
It is
I
interesting.
can't remember who I was talking to last year, but they were explaining it to me, and he was telling me, he's like, it was when the platforms were even newer. It was maybe a year and a half ago, but he was like, I have this like special technique to foot brake it that nobody's really found out yet, and I can get like 2 more pounds of boost into it. And I was like, that's such a weird concept to
If
me.
they-
I was like, you don't
This
just hold the
sounds like
button.
an A90 guy.
Yeah.
If they could figure out a way to like how the Coyote guys used to have the trans brake
Yeah.
on the OEM trans, they'd be deadly consistent. They'd be really fast.
Well,
I mean, they ain't slow for what they
And
are.
all they
yeah,
really
for
did
sure.
was engage 2 clutches at the same time.
Yeah.
2 clutch packs, right? It just locked it up. Like
I'm
it didn't
surprised
care.
nobody's figured that out yet. They got to work on that.
they are doing weird stuff because Adam LZ just did a bunch of stuff with his where they made it driftable, where it has like a clutch pedal for clutch kicking, and you can pick gears more, like so you can go drift
Yeah.
it.
What
It's
the
got a
hell?
clutch
That's
pedal for like
super
clutch
weird.
kicking it and unloading the
What are
car.
we talking about?
I know it's still an auto though.
Insane.
It doesn't make any sense, but it's a new thing that they're working on. They're just like putting a different valve body in it, I guess, and it's making it like you can clutch kick an auto, which is kind of
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, this car just came out. Yeah. These guys are going 7s.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, and low a
Stock
ton of them
motor.
run- I mean, probably like almost all of them that'll come will run 8s. There's like 20 of
It's
them.
one of those platforms like they came out and the progression from where they were stock to where they are now happens so fast.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting car to watch. Hopefully, we see like a handful of 7s out of those, because I mean, shoot, if we got 7-second cars out here, they could be running in other classes. Like they're not
Yeah,
even
yep.
they might not even need their own class at a certain
And
point.
actually, and to me that should be the goal. I feel like some of them probably don't realize that yet, and they probably enjoy racing against each other. But that should be the goal, is for them to be able to race in other classes. And I believe that like Mike Body and those guys, they now fit in XStreet.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's
But even like
interesting. That'd
street
be-
cars, some of these could
they
fit
went
in there.
790s, they'd
They're
be
going
competitive.
790s. They can run Honda,
Yeah.
and that would be fun to
Yeah.
watch, because
It
again,
would be.
you're gonna have the Supra get out there, and then the Honda's got to chase them down.
Chase
It's
them
just
down.
Fun to watch.
Yeah.
Even those things, I don't think are killers on the tree. It's not like they got a trans brake. Like they're
What
the
the?
Supras.
Oh,
like
no,
they're not.
No, not at all.
Yeah, they kind of
Both
fit.
of them are going to be kind of weird on the
Oh,
tree or
front-wheel drive,
weird
though, you can
stuff.
get pretty good on the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get after
Yeah,
it.
I've seen some of Victor's slips.
Pretty
good.
After it,
Dang,
yeah.
you slip gazing over there.
I slip gaze on everyone's because BMP's got the app.
Oh, yeah.
I remember when I raced Garrett and McFlurry.
I mean, it's
We
hard.
went- I was like,
breaking the
nope.
beam, you're breaking the beam with
We
a
went
24-inch
89.
Slick.
That's flat.
That has to
Like-
grow and then roll.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard, but you can cut a good light
Yeah.
And don't you
That
only
looks
have like 5 passes out of a set of tires on those things?
if you're lucky.
Really?
Those things.
Well, you got to
the tires.
think
That
about
bad?
how much loads on that front
2,000
tire.
pounds on the front tires.
2,000 pounds on it, and then you're asking so much of that tire.
Yeah, and then
you're
have
running
to,
it
and
flat.
Then the other thing
Yeah.
is you have to run it almost flat, and you have to have some sort of slip to get this car. If not, it'll just bog. So you need some wheel speed.
You're-
So now you have wheel speed, and that tire is a crazy compound. Like it's really sticky. So you're spinning it, but it wants to hook.
against
Yeah.
against
Yeah,
it
like
wanting to
it's-
bite.
Yeah, that thing is trying
Yeah.
its hardest to hook, and it literally takes chunks of the tire out.
Yeah, and a lot of it too comes from trying to stop that thing
Yeah,
too,
and
because
then
you got to think
stop
about
it
it.
too,
You,
yeah. A lot of it
you're
happens on the
80%
shutdown,
on the
yeah.
nose,
Yeah.
and then you have to stop it on a flat tire.
And the tire temp when you're stopping. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's like crazy
hot.
consumable to be going through that
Oh
fast.
my god! But
Sounds
that's
like a
why,
pain in
that's
the
why you
ass.
gotta race for good money, or it ain't even
Yeah.
worth it.
How much are those tires? They're like 200 piece?
More than that.
300 a piece.
Really?
Yeah, they ain't much cheaper. There ain't much tire there, but it ain't much cheaper
It's
because
the-
the
yeah.
compound that's in that tire and the sidewall
They say it's
technology
like
they
it's
put
very
in it.
similar to like the tires that we run.
Really?
Compound.
This Honda racing's a rich man sport.
Why do you think Big does it?
Crazy.
Why do you think our boy's in it?
10 years ago, would you be like, oh, you got to be a baller?
I'm still saving money. The smiles per gallon is great.
You got a BMW. Can't you run this?
No, mine's just the little daily driver.
It's a wife's car, dude. Back off.
That's not even mine.
You can run that 58.
That's not even mine.
The B58 deal. There's no EV class on here, though, so I don't know.
Not going to happen.
EV don't
It's
belong.
in my contract, my sponsorship for Motion Raceworks.
EV does not belong.
If I do an EV class ever, I'm going to
Immediately dropped?
Yeah, I'm immediately dropped.
Yeah, Doug's
You know,
gonna.
Motion Raceworks sponsor the Snowbird Outlaw Nationals. First weekend of December, one of the baddest pro mod races of the year.
One of the.
Yeah.
So
I
if
mean,
I can't do an EV race, it's worth it.
Yeah.
I think I raced that one year, and then you cut our class.
That was awesome.
Let's talk about it.
That was
I
awesome.
would love to do streetcar shootout of that class, but how come I get 100 cars for FL2k and I get 10 or 15 for snowbirds?
I think they're intimidated by all the pro mods in the pits.
We got to figure it out. We should fight for it because we can announce it at FL2k.
I'd do it again.
If we can get a good car count, I will absolutely do it.
I went to the finals on that one.
Yeah.
That was a fun race.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that has to do with I've seen that streetcar class. You get these big car counts, and then someone tries to do the same race like 2 months later, and then they get nothing.
Yeah, and it's
And I
hard
think
'cause,
it's a lot of those guys
There's a
are
lot
low
going on
budget.
at the end of the
you
day,
know,
that
though.
too, and if you look, they're from all over.
Yeah.
all over. So
So it's not like they're just.
vacation time,
Yeah.
travel expenses, and that's a big expense for them.
But there's enough in Florida that we should get.
The
enough
Florida
cars to do
street,
it.
this is the
Yeah.
call out.
The
This is the
issue-
call out
but
for
the-
the Florida streetcar racers. They need
Yeah,
to just
we need
step
you
up.
guys to- we need you
Y'all
guys
want to
to
race
show up.
more than twice a year, this
Let's
is your
do it.
chance.
But if you did these same rules that you have now, I bet you'd get a full field.
So what's
I
up?
bet.
Are we doing it or
I'm
what?
doing it. I'm
we
in.
should start
You let me know and I'm in.
a streetcar class Facebook page as well.
We should.
I don't
You're
want to
right
hear
about that.
everybody complain
No,
about
no,
how
no.
this one's got
It should be-
AC.
No, but it would
this one's
help
got
us.
heat.
No, comments should be off. Like you shouldn't
Yeah.
still have to comment. It should just be
It'd just
for
be
us
a-
to get
yeah,
the word out.
the
Like,
word
hey,
out.
Yeah.
we need to go to this race, and this race because this stuff can grow, man.
Yeah,
streetcar,
I'm good.
The streetcar class is awesome and it can grow. But we have enough cars from Florida to show up. The problem is they know that if there's not 100 cars, their odds are a little less. You know what I mean?
It's only going to make you for a better racer, though.
But
Like,
it's
they
only- that
can't.
is
Don't
only
race
gonna
scared.
get better. We
The
have
best
to come
advice
out
that
of
you
the
can
house.
say it to you race for a long time. The best advice is don't race scared.
No.
Show
hell
up.
no.
The more shots you show up at the racetrack, the more shots you got to
I've won
win.
more races that I wasn't supposed to win
Yeah.
than the ones I was supposed to.
Exactly.
Once I qualify number 1 or 2, those are the ones I usually.
And those are always the best memories, though,
Yeah.
too. Where
Yeah.
you're like,
the
you
dog
fought
fight
through the field.
Yeah, the dog fight for the win is always
Dude, I was
always the
having
best.
problems with my car at the reunion. It was like something was going on with the back end of it. Something was messed up. The car was literally like just going all over the place on the track. So I came out, I qualified, I went 7-9. I was number 1 qualifier. Every pass after that, my car was all over the place.
Yeah.
So I just had to like do my best to get down the track in one piece. I'd go like 840s, 820s. And I was racing 7-second cars.
Yeah.
And I won.
Yeah.
I wasn't scared. I was like,
Yeah.
hey, this is what I got. The guy
That's it.
the guy next to me got to show me. He
Play
just
the
gotta
hand you're
beat
dealt.
me.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
it. The guy got to beat me.
Yeah.
Show me.
That's all these people, that streetcar guys, that's all you got to do.
That's it.
Show up.
Yeah, and you know, like the guy next to you could spin, he could brake, he could red light, he can choke.
Yeah.
It literally happens all the time
Go
at
around.
every
Yeah.
single race.
So show up. We will do it.
You,
First weekend.
you don't
of
always got to be
December.
the best. You just got to be better than the guy next
Yeah,
to you.
first weekend of December. We're game. We'll talk about it at FL2k. I'll get
Yeah.
Cliff and the guys to announce it.
Yeah.
And if we get the interest, we will 100% do it.
I can't believe, like, when I show up to some of these smaller races like TRC or the Reunion or something like that, the number of street cars that are there, and I'm like, guys, you are crazy. They put guaranteed payouts.
Yeah. But like reunion was pretty good.
Yeah.
Reunion was good.
Streetcar Takeover was pretty good. I think.
No, TRC race, I think.
Oh yeah,
wasn't.
yeah. But it's on top of PRI, so it's
Yeah.
tough. It's a tough
Yeah.
one.
Yep,
too, yeah.
exactly. So, but I've been to some smaller streetcar deals
Yeah.
where, you know, there's not
No,
as
yeah,
many.
for sure.
Yeah.
And then you don't
the
see
thing is,
people
like,
show up that are local.
The thing is, like, at the end of the day, what a lot of people lose sight of is we do this for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just go out and have fun because what you're doing is, yeah, you may not win, or you may leave the house thinking, yeah, I'm not going to win, right? You will go, you will have fun because you like racing, you'll remember why you started doing this in the first place, and you still might win because
Yeah.
as soon as you show up, you have a shot of winning.
And it's some of the
And
best
it'll
memories
grow.
you'll ever make.
Correct, and it'll continue to grow from your support.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
So just keep doing it.
We all do this for the same reason, to avoid our spouses. Come on.
And to dispose all of our income.
He's going to edit that out.
Very simple.
He's going to edit that out.
Oh, it's so far into it. We're safe. We're talking about 890s a second
fell
ago.
asleep
She's
already.
tuned out. We're talking about dual clutches and stuff. It's just done.
Game over.
The end of the deal though is they're kind of like the entry levels. I would say for a lot of racers is the 950s and 1050s. I think that's where a lot of us got our start. I know my first time at a FL2k race was 1050 class.
You might have run 1150.
Maybe 1150. Yeah.
We used to do
no, it might have been
1150.
1150.
Yeah.
But regardless, these are like the entry level if you've never heads up
$2,000?
raced.
$2,000 to win.
Huge.
1050 and 950.
There's my boy, George.
See, yeah, look.
And look, $175 to get in.
2,000.
Prime example, right here. You don't got to be a bracket guy to win this class.
Yeah.
It is 2/10 off the dial in and still can win.
Yeah.
There was a BMW on an 18-inch wheel at 4 cars in 950 last
And
FL2K.
you can't even kind of light in those things, really.
No.
Like, I mean, you can, but it's difficult.
Well, wasn't there like a Mercedes too?
Yeah, there
Tire
was a girl
on
that
it?
came
Yeah.
from like Texas
Yeah.
or somewhere with a Mercedes. And she
You
was
do
kicking
not,
ass.
just because it's an index class, people, you don't have to have a bracket car to show up.
Yeah.
You just have to have a car that
And
can
look
run
at-
close
and
enough.
Look at local bracket racer Austin Stevens. He's a really good racer. He broke out. David Smith, he broke out. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
And if
Even
you go-
George's
you-
light
and
wasn't
you-
that good.
All you got to do is just apply some pressure.
This is the thing. I can tell you this. These bracket guys cannot gauge your street car next to them because they're used to somebody going 00 or 10 on the tree and running dead on the number. They cannot gauge your
But again,
200
it's just-
tree.
It's about coming out and having fun.
It's coming out
George
racing.
probably didn't think he was going to win. You know what I mean? Like, he came out when Steven Rocco came from New York and was the freaking number one.
Guys from Ronkonkoma,
Yeah.
dude.
What's the tech card for index?
$175.
175.
For a
And
tech
you
card?
get that if you get to the seven.
Yeah, so under $200, and you're guaranteed six times down there. There's 5 rounds of qualifying, and then first round
$175 and you get to race for 3 days.
Yeah.
on the best prep at the best track.
And you get to watch all the racing too.
Yep.
It's
cheaper to just do
It's cheaper to buy a 950, 1050 tech card and run your car, whether it runs it or not, than it is to pay to get in for 3 days.
Yeah, you might as well try to sign up
And
and
you're
do
gambling the
something.
shot at winning
It's
$2
something-
grand.
No, actually, you know what? Shout out to them because the index racers, they have been the backbone of this event from the beginning because you have to have cars. You have to have a good car.
You have to have filler.
You have to have fillers. You have to have cars because there's people in the stands. They don't care. They want to see cars going on the track.
They don't care, if it's a
Since the
moped or a
beginning,
pro mod.
The index classes have been huge support. We sell 50 tech cards for each of these classes, and they sell out like that.
Yeah.
So 100 cars that are index cars.
Well, a lot of, like you see, down here in 1050, those are guys that and Faith, she runs and they run bracket races religiously.
Yep.
They're not for $2 grand ever.
Yeah.
There's only big bracket races a few times a year.
Yeah.
But your basic, every month bracket race ain't for $2 grand.
It's so cool that someone like Faith Frost will come to this race and have a blast.
A blast, and it's way out of their
nothing like
wheelhouse.
what it's nothing like what
It's
she
not a
always
bracket
goes to.
race.
But they come every year and they have a blast.
A
Same
good
thing with
time,
Austin Stevens, Sean Calabrese. Like they have a great time.
It's epic. This is your foot. Like if you got a car that runs and
like
doesn't leak anything,
correct.
You can buy one of these tech cards and show up.
Dude, and you can have like a bolt-on daily driver car that runs 1050s.
Yeah, I mean that was a
Even
20
950s.
Mustang was from Ronkonkoma, #1 qualifier.
This guy's so pumped about the guy being from Rock.
Yeah, that's my area, dude. My area, dude. Yeah, whole family's from Ronkonkoma.
Yeah, but it's like this
on
is
the
the
map
thing.
up here.
The
He
best
probably
thing.
drove it down. It was a 2020 Mustang.
AC on, windows up.
It might be related. Rocco, Bogetti, same thing.
Yeah.
There's actually a good chance, yeah. It's a
But the
small
best
island.
thing
I
about
think you
these
guys have the same
classes,
haircut, now that I think of it too.
Probably.
before or after his haircut.
Yeah. The current one.
Yeah, the best thing about these classes is, there's really ruleless. Just show up with safety gear, and you can run anything.
Yeah.
And if you want to be in the sport, this is where you start.
Yeah.
Get
Like,
in.
It's a learning experience,
when we
right?
do like streetcar takeover events, and I don't have a class that I can run, I'll run whatever.
Yeah.
I'll run index.
Give me an index.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ran streetcar in my Tesla and went to like the second or third round. I was happy as I had fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you have a couple friends in this class too,
Yeah.
like if you got like 4
Oh, yeah.
friends in this class, then it's like,
And it's
a race inside a race at that point.
it's a lot of cars. It's fun.
Yeah, it's a good time.
yep, definitely recommend trying to get on that list next year because
for
clearly
sure.
full already.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing about FL2K is like every year it happens. You gotta be ready to sign up.
Yeah,
All
don't
these
sleep on
classes
it.
for the most part sell out.
That's all racing now,
Yeah.
which is awesome. Like every drag and drive sells out. Every big race, TX2K World Cup, FL2K. They're selling out like that, which is so cool and crazy to see.
I think like you guys brought it up on one of the other ones with oh man, I can't remember his name. But as soon as you put a cap to the number of people that can get in, it's like everyone just floods the gates.
But you have to for an event like this because like it's like people think we just do can't let more cars in. Like no. There's a time. Well, and there's a recipe. We know that if we have this amount of cars, we can get the race done in this amount of time. Yeah. And that's what we do.
Yeah, make it the best for the races that are there.
Yep, and the fans, right? Yeah.
I mean, but what people don't know is if you're not on the list and you show up and you say, I know Victor, you can actually get in.
That's cheat code.
And it's a reduced price.
If you get on there, promo code I know Victor.
What people don't realize is
what's wrong with this guy
on the tag?
You actually don't even stop at the gate when you go in. You just wave and then you just roll.
There's a honk at the gate. I won't.
These guys are trying to get you in trouble. Don't do it.
They will not be
run down by the gate.
Don't do it.
Run down.
Yeah, that's all I got though. That's all my slides here.
You should have a slide for all the sponsors because
they're on each one though.
No, I'm talking about all of the sponsors.
Well, they didn't sponsor me.
There's a lot of sponsors.
No, I know.
They make this deal happen.
We do love this race and we love the payouts.
Yeah,
it's all because of that.
It's because of that.
Yeah, 100%. So when you go to, and that's another thing too. FL2k.com is probably like one of the best websites for an event. Every question you have, the schedule, it's all there. Check it out. Check out our sponsors and get tickets. The vote. Get on there. I mean, there's a ticket link on FL2K. If you can't get there, if you won't be there, Flow Drag Racing, check out the live feed. Just don't miss this event. Be a part of this event however you can be. You will love it.
And buying the tickets early isn't for us. Like, it's for you guys. Like, if you buy the
100%.
ticket early on the vote, you get in the gate so much easier than trying to buy the ticket at the gate.
And it helps like with planning and all the stuff of the event. We know what to expect. You get in faster. It's a win-win.
Yeah, get your ticket, come walk the pits because there's a lot of cool stuff to see. But
it's gonna be great. And it's the first time back since we've for FL2K at least.
Yeah.
Since we've done all the updates.
Back at home, baby.
Back at home.
Gonna be epic.
Hell yeah. Well, we could wrap it up. I know Jim wanted to talk about Joel Grant, the stick shift car, right? He said he wanted to talk about
Atkins.
Oh. What happened there with Garrett? Garrett's race with
Oh,
Atkins?
no. Are we going to do the Saturday night deal again?
4-car shootout?
Yeah.
The shootout.
I think
That's what there was.
I'm fine with that, but we got to do that
That
again.
was good.
I think
The shootout.
we should do
Forgot about that.
The excitement at those.
Be the 8 fastest cars on the property.
Yeah.
8 fastest cars
Doesn't
on the
matter what
property.
class. Doesn't matter.
So it could
Don't
be like
matter.
you could have like 2 stick cars, 2 cars from Extreme 28s, 2
All-wheel
from
drive.
car, 2 from all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
It should just be the 8 fastest cars on the property. The
Yeah,
problem
elite
is
8.
not everybody's down to do it. I'm down to
Then
do
go
it.
to the next car.
Yeah.
That
Like,
was
it's
the
got-
most hype in the middle of
No,
qualifying
it was
ever.
sick. It was sick.
Yeah,
I
wait.
don't know if we could top last year. I had goosebumps.
That
It
was-
Yeah.
sick.
I just got
explain a
goosebumps
little
talking
bit?
about
Seriously,
it.
yeah. Just that was
It was
just
epic.
incredible.
Can we explain to people that have no idea though?
All right, so FL2K last year at Gainesville, it was
random.
It was random, but we went like going into that race, things were just weird. We weren't at home. A lot of people thought the event wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
And it ended up being a
There's
great
a lot
event.
of doubters.
Yeah, a lot of cool cars. And we just saw we were talking about it in the tower. We were looking at it. We're like, man, we have a bunch of cars from different classes that are pretty close in ET.
Yeah.
Let's get them up here and let's put up some money and do it. And what did we do? Like $5,000 or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
It was
We
fun.
put up
It was-
like $5,000 for the 4 fastest cars on the
4
property. Yeah, we did.
fastest.
So we did a little
Kinda.
shootout, and it was
Stop.
It was Atkins. Who did it?
Atkins, Garrett.
Prospero,
and
Brett.
the gold car.
Right?
No.
Brett
That's
was
why he's mad at me.
It
gold
was
car.
the
Gold car. Farlow.
Farlow.
Yeah.
So we did a shootout with those 4 cars, and it was the best racing of the entire weekend.
Yes.
It was
It
killer.
was insane.
It was wild.
Wait, who won it?
It was Garrett versus Joel.
No, Rick won it. Rick won it.
Rick
because
Prospero won
Garrett
it.
Redlit,
Yeah.
Atkins,
Yeah.
and Rick in the final.
and then
Yeah.
Atkins missed, I think, 4th gear or
Something
something.
like that.
Something
Garrett
happened.
raced
It just-
Atkins.
Something happened at the very top end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Redlit,
Garrett
yeah.
and Atkins race was just
That was
Yeah, so
close.
ridiculous.
so Rick won, but it was like the best races of the weekend were there.
And it was cool to get it on a Saturday because you had all your qualifying.
Yeah,
Qualifying
yeah,
was
yeah,
over,
yeah,
and then it was like a mini eliminations, right? Like
Everyone
it just
loves
had
a
all
good
that
4-8
excitement.
Is
car
this getting
shootout.
posted Monday?
Yeah, this will be
All right,
Monday.
so this is what we'll do.
Yeah,
So Saturday
Saturday night.
after the 3rd round,
yeah.
we will determine the 8 fastest cars on the property, and they will all be invited to do a shootout for $5,000.
Yeah.
And if somebody doesn't want to, we'll go to the number 9 car, 10 car, whatever. We'll do it.
We'll get 8 cars on
So,
property.
Who doesn't want a chance at winning a free $5,000? Because you already put your money in.
You just gotta show
Zero
up.
entry. You don't have to do anything. You just gotta be one of the 8 fastest cars in the property.
Yep.
We're gonna do a shootout.
Yeah. It's going to be
yeah.
epic.
8 will be awesome.
Yeah.
4 was like a little small because you knew like the pairing was almost
but
like too quick.
It was so
But it was like
last minute
4
last
final
year.
round racing.
Yeah, and
though.
it was so last minute last year that we had to do it that way. But if we plan it now and like after the 3rd round, we'll just
go right into it.
It'll be all set up. Yeah, we'll do it.
I'll clip this and put it in its own little video too. So that's
Okay, cool.
easy
Yeah, we'll
to
do it
find.
short.
Yeah. Heck yeah, that'll be awesome. Well, dude, this was fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm really happy that we got to sit down and go through some of this stuff and vocalize to hopefully not.
Yeah, hopefully you watch and you
Hopefully people are
understand
enjoying
now.
it.
Yeah, you'll want to come to the race
Yeah.
or watch the race.
And like, you know what? Even if it's not this race, the next race,
Any
TX2K, World Cup Finals,
It
just
don't
go
matter.
out and
Just
go
go
to
to
the
your
tracks.
local
That's it.
racetrack.
Support your
Support.
tracks.
Just go
Yeah.
to a race. We don't care anymore which race it is.
Test and
Just
tune
go
don't
to a
matter.
drag race.
If you live by a
Just
racetrack
go.
and it's open,
Go
go.
there.
Yep.
Go there, buy a burger, freaking get a beer, do whatever, just support your local.
Run your mom's
That's
minivan. It don't
yeah,
matter.
It doesn't matter.
And talk to the racers.
Yeah.
You know, like they
You
will talk
meet,
to you.
I don't care
We're
what
pretty
anyone
open.
tells you. If you go to the drag strip enough, you will meet the coolest people in the world, and you will make some of the best relationships you've ever had in your life.
Yeah.
I met all 3 of these guys because of Bradenton Motorsports Park, and all 3 of them are my friends, and we've been friends forever.
A long
Yeah.
time.
We've done so much cool stuff together. We've had so much fun together, and this is what it's about. It's not about the payouts. That's cool. All that's cool. It's not about any of that. It's about that in 10 years or 20 years when we're not racing anymore, our kids are racing, whatever, our kids will be hanging out. We'll be hanging out. We have friendships that will last
A lifetime.
a lifetime.
Yeah.
Go to your local drag strip, have fun, meet people, and support drag racing.
And ask questions.
That's it.
You know.
Love it. Well, if you guys like this, hopefully we'll do more, show some support, like it in some way. But that's going to end it off there. Thank you guys so much for joining, and thank you guys for listening in. We'll see you next time.